Hi, everybody. Welcome to OSP. We got an extra fellow on the couch. If you haven't noticed, it's the PurpleDon himself. Say hello to Morgan, everyone.
Hello, everyone. It's me. You know me. If you don't know me, you should. I'm disappointed that you don't.
You do know
Anyway.
now if you didn't know.
I mean, in all seriousness, if you don't know who this is, check out the featured YouTube thing on the side, and
Maybe even
his purple face is right there. You can just click
It's
on
very
it.
purple. You've had to put an extra special filter on to remove the colour.
He invented his own app, PurpleGram. It's just all pictures in purple. Real quick, I'm going to try to get through everyone. I'm seeing a lot of people coming through, and I want to say hello to everyone. So real quick, hello, Tom Zambino, Eric, Billy, Corey, Joe, and Ashley. Holmesy, Jeff. See you, Jeff. Yusuf, Eric, Osamacher. The other one was Eric Monroe. Matt Whitaker and Delisha. I don't know why I spelled your name with an H. And TJ. All right. So just to tell you what's going on, this is the space opera episode of Ache Panel.
Yusuf says he's a hologram like Tupac.
No, he's
No,
real.
he's real. Say hello.
That just could be good acting, babe.
Again.
Where's Raul?
Physical contact.
Where is Raul?
Where is Raul?
He'll probably be in.
Come on, Raul.
We'll wait. To me. We'll wait.
Cal said he might be late, so
That's
maybe Cal too.
So we're gonna go over 4 questions sent in by viewers like you, and we're also gonna be doing our space opera giveaway drawing. If you didn't enter for that, sorry. But we're gonna be doing
giveaways. Maybe we should.
You know what? We got some mail for Morgan while we were here. Let's do mail time.
Someone in the room.
Someone
There's
here.
a hint. Sent.
Someone here. Which one? Which one of you was it? I'm having a look. I have what appears to be a mail time.
Let's show them first. It's to I don't know if you can see it, but it's for the King in the North, Morgan here.
So obviously that is me. Yeah, let's open this. No spoilers. Who is it? Who is it?
We haven't seen the card, so we're curious too.
You want to read it for the audience there?
It says, "What if we get a little nuts when we're together?" And it has a picture of 2 squirrels drinking.
That's a Morgan card.
Yeah. It has an official Grand Moff Will of Tarkin identity card, which is just wonderful. And let's read it out. Oh, it's fallen on the floor. Let's read it out loud. It says, "Hey Morgan, sorry we couldn't join you for OSP abroad. We hope you have lots of fun on your trip. Here's a little something we saw and thought of you. Your BFFs, Ashley and Joe." Ashley and Joe. There they are. Guys, you are wonderful human beings, and I love you, and I'm equally as sad that I could not meet you.
At the wedding.
But at the wedding.
Yes.
But at the wedding.
Oh, I guess we can have some news to drop on that too.
Yeah,
for people
go
who don't
ahead.
know. Oh, well, real quick, I just want to say, now we're Joe badge buddies, because if you look behind you, my Dale Cooper badge.
They actually got that for you when we were at
but
Wizard World in
here's the
Philly.
fun thing. They got that for you with the intention of giving that to you. I just saw that and fell in love with it, and Joe was super nice and gave it to me. So
they're showing you some
Joe.
love in the chat there from Not So Spicy at the moment, Joe.
But yeah,
All the love, Joe. There you go. There's a little.
So as you guys know, we've been slowly filling in our well, for those who don't know, we got engaged. That's old news stuff. So we're planning for the wedding, and a few of you know who you are already, who are in the wedding party.
Yeah, we have some friends in the wedding party, of course, but the ones that you guys would recognize is Ashley is one of my bridesmaids, and Joe is a groomsman for Tom. Candace is my maid of honor, who you might remember from
the
OSP.
Blab days.
Yeah, She is a bridesmaid as well, and Morgan here has agreed to be our officiant. So that's all happening.
We're gonna convert him and make him a minister.
That is what the plan is. I have to become heavily religious now.
Yep.
And but yeah, I get to marry these two wonderful people.
He gets the final say. Isn't that crazy?
I get the final say. I get the final say. I can drag that on as long as I want to.
Well, please don't. I'm sure the venue will want us to close eventually.
Sure.
Or at least charge extra. But let's
Talk
get
space
through.
opera?
Yeah, that real quick. My name's Tom. For anyone who's watching this and is like, I have no idea.
I am Kimber.
For at least today, I'm Morgan.
King of the North. And what a Game of Thrones episode to talk about tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Night's Watch. Tonight's space opera. So since it's the three of us, should we go over our answers first and then get the callers?
Yes. Real quick, Corey's asking where Candace has been. Candace started a new job and her schedule is different. She was also recently on a cruise and her birthday happened, but I'm sure she will be back to the shows as soon as she can.
Yeah, she's great. I missed half that, but I like Candace. I didn't do my hair before this. I just realized, guys. Thanks for the heads up.
Morgan in a suit, they're saying. Yeah, Morgan's going to wear his little finger pin too.
Yes.
When he's the officiant, because we have like a literary themed wedding going on. So.
No horses allowed, though.
I am going to wear a purple suit if they allow me to do
Zoot
that.
suit. He's going to have the hat, too, like the mask. Anyway, Eric Monroe asks us, what is the best space romance? And those in the chat who aren't going to be calling in, feel free to answer, but don't waste your answer if you're going to call in, because then it's just going to be redundant. Well,
space romance, you said? I'm going to pick Zoe and Wash from Firefly.
that's a good one.
I love them. They're awesome. They perfectly suit each other. I like that he's the one who's kind of like stays back and doesn't get in the fight, and that she's the one who's badass and aggressive and saving the day, and that he's so enamored with her and they just love each other and they're perfect pairing. It's my choice.
Morgan?
Apart from obviously the obvious Han and Leia,
Yeah.
which for me is just too obvious to just mention that. A more recent one that I kind of like is Star-Lord and Gamora.
That was my
I
answer.
really like that sort of thing because Gamora is obviously very sort of built for fighting and you know all that. And
well, Drax says it best. You know, what I mean, she's going after your pen. Our
I'm going
cat's
after
like
the pen,
in trouble.
maybe.
5 minutes in. I also like that they didn't like, at least with your pick, like they're already an established couple, and I'm not a big fan of like except for the Han and Leia one because they've done that well over a trilogy, but they're not rushing like just like Han and Leia. They're not rushing. It feels more organic that they're kind of falling for each other, and Gamora's working her own stuff out.
But at the same time, one of the reasons I really appreciate Zoe and Wash is because they are married, and that is seldom seen in the realm of space opera. You know, how many other married couples do you know that are just like this beautiful romance story? You know, I'm a big fan of them. They're great.
Yeah, I mean, a major reason I said like Star-Lord and Gamora would be because of there's that sort of dancing scene in the second one that was just really sweet because it's like, come on, listen to this song. This song,
and it's also but working up to that point. Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. And working up to that point where she's the one who's comforting him when he's meeting his biological father. That would be a big deal for anyone. And she's like, this is what you want. Like, she listened. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, I was drunk when I told you that. He was like, yeah, but I listened to it. Like, so.
I ship Mantis and Drax.
What? No, he's too scrawny for her. Looks girl meat on her bones. He's very clear on that. Hi. So you can girl meat on her bones. You don't have any. Skinny cat. All right. Well, what's the best space battle? Billy B. Buster Bill wants to know.
Someone else can go first.
Morgan?
Well, I've written 3 down
Ooh.
because obviously most of my things are going to be from Star Wars. But actually, yeah, from 3 different sort of series of Star Wars films. One from original trilogy, which is the Attack on the Death Star 2.
Battle of Yavin.
Battle of Yavin.
Yep, that was one I had.
With Admiral Akbar, because Akbar's just wonderful and commanding and everything, and he has resulted in decades worth of bad impressions, which is then also followed up in Rogue One. Now, I know people have issues with Rogue One, please don't kill me. I like that battle over Scarif with the intercut sort of old footage from Star Wars, which I thought was cool, and Admiral Raddus is this generation's Akbar. And also one from the prequels, which is the battle over Coruscant right at the start of Revenge of the Sith, which is truly, truly Clone Wars, and the best sort of Clone Wars type stuff we actually got in the prequels. You get to actually see how good Anakin is as a starfighter pilot, and how sort of reluctantly good Obi-Wan is as well. You get to see all the, it's good moments between Anakin and R2 in the ship when he's getting rid of the buzz droids off the thing, regardless of what people think about buzz droids. I don't know, but I think that battle over Coruscant at the start of Revenge of the Sith is beautiful to look at, and it does offer those nice little character moments that you do get sometimes in the prequels.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, my account settings are out of date, guys. I agree with you. A lot of the shining moments in the original trilogy were, or not the original trilogy, the prequels. Sorry, were like little like shining, like. I don't like everyone wants more Darth Maul, but I wonder if we had more Darth Maul if we wouldn't have liked him as much because
you get plenty of Darth Maul in the animation.
Yeah, so... I get, and I don't really like it. So it's like that's why I wonder if that proves that point. Real quick, I saw in the chat talking romance. Jeff Holt mentioned Apollo and Starbuck. Now you're not familiar with Battlestar Galactica, but Apollo or Starbuck was a male character in the original series. And so these 2 people were very close friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the new series, the character turned into a female, and then they became like lovers. And yet they're more friends than anything. So like it didn't break that relationship. So I really like that. Although the end stuff with Starbuck makes that even more confusing because of Starbuck. Yeah. End of Battlestar Galactica gets a little lost. Like the show.
Did you have a pick?
No. Yeah. I mean, Battle of Yavin is definitely one. I was going to pick Serenity, where they trick all of those dudes with bringing in the Reaver ships. I thought that was really cool and cinematic. And like a guerrilla wartime in space, which I thought was really cool.
I'm going to pick the Battle at Demon's Run.
Oh, my God.
From Doctor Who. That was just beautiful. I loved that whole part of the show. That whole season is like my favorite season of Doctor Who, and of course like that's when we get the reveal with River's song, which was really well done, and like lots of cool.
The opening scene in that with Rory is kind of like the opening to a space battle.
Yeah,
that's I love Rory
all of it.
So much.
Headless monks, all that jazz.
It's their battle.
Oh no, it's the death chant or whatever the fuck. Dorian Maldivar, that line he says about it being their battle chant or whatever is the funniest line ever written in Doctor Who dialogue.
I call him Blue Varys.
He is Blue Varys, but his name is actually Dorian Maldivar.
I'd like to see Varys blood.
That's
pretty cool.
I'll show you Dorian Maldivar, and that's basically what he is.
It's like if he ate one of those pieces of gum from Willy Wonka.
That's so good. It's really true.
I'll
Corey's
be making
doing
that
your
meme
quote
later.
there.
Yeah, oh my God. And he's in the Centurion army, which I don't even know is actual armor or not. I don't know if I guess because he lived through all those ages, it's probably real armor. Ashley and Joe.
And Joe, that's been
They
made
both
very specific.
Equally,
today.
each one of them wrote half of the sentence.
Mm.
What existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Twin Peaks.
Ooh.
Twin Peaks has some space stuff going on, and it's really interesting in the realm of the show already. They start going there, so I think it could be really cool to take a weird director like Lynch and unleash the Twin Peaks universe into a bigger universe. I just think it could be really interesting, and with his style, it would just be something that I would want to watch.
Don't hate me. I want a Fantastic Four movie that's the whole first part of it takes place in space, like their origin, all of it is just space, and then it could be like a bottle horror movie depending on what they're fighting, because like the Annihilist stuff and the cancer, that stuff is that's like Lovecraftian like stuff, and Human Torch dies in that in the comic book. Spoilers. I should say that before the spoiler. But I think it would be interesting, and then they don't have to worry about dealing with people on Earth, and like you could just have them deal with a threat in space and then have them come home heroes. Like that'd be cool. I don't know. What do you think, Morgan?
This is sort of a difficult one for me because I'm not necessarily an expert on space operas, but I do know space opera is sort of a central thing in them. We've already had a question about it. Is romance things? My favorite romance films are from like the late 30s. So if you'd put like, I'm not offering an answer. I'm more offering a question, which is a weird thing. But would you like to see a Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn style screwball comedy romance in space?
I think
because that'd be weird.
Did you see that Chris Pratt movie? One with the space.
That Chris Pratt movie with the space.
Not the Guardians
Not
one,
the
other
Guardians.
one with Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, the what was that called?
Passengers.
I thought that's what that was supposed to be, but apparently it was not.
Apparently it was.
You're getting some love there. Yes,
getting some
yes,
love.
Eric, Billy,
Yes, Eric.
Ashley,
Everyone.
Yusuf
Yes,
says
everyone.
Casablanca
anything,
in
Cary
space.
Grant.
Casablanca in space. Although I'm really kind of hyping up the screwball comedy fast-paced aspect rather than the seriousness of Casablanca. Like, for example, in Bringing Up Baby, there's like stray leopards involved, and if it just happened to be like a stray random alien,
That'd be
they
cool.
then had to do. But they were obviously still in like late 30s suits and dresses, and it was just very, very weird.
So you'd want it to be
a
period piece in space.
Yeah, I'd want exactly Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn as they were in 1938.
I imagine it like I can't think of it. Starts with an R, but the world in BioShock, how it's like futuristic and underwater and stuff like that, but it's like the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So that.
I'm sure Joe will yell at me what the answer is.
Joe said he has to talk to me. It's probably about that Twin Peaks thing I said. Because Ashley was saying that was her choice too, but Joe was squashing it.
Yeah, we got to catch up on Twin Peaks before we talk to anybody about that. This Girl Friday, but in space.
His Girl Friday in space would be weird because it would have to involve space journalism.
It could be like His Girl Jupiter.
Okay.
Space journalism sounds like Candace's dream job. I'm just throwing that out there.
I see Corey shouting out the Philadelphia story. Get Jimmy Stewart in a space film as well. Sorted.
Sharknado was in space.
This
I can't wait to
this
talk
is just
to you
getting
guys about
better.
that.
I pictured Dougie just floating in space, like just drifting, making the same face.
And we had one more question, right?
Yeah, we got one more. I had to write something down, so I had to change the page. You want to read it?
Shay and Silent Bob and New Toke. Nice, Tom. Nice.
Cal asked us, Cal from the Night's Watch. He asked us which two franchises would be the best crossover, twofer, if you will.
Yes. Guardians of the Galaxy and Firefly is my choice. I just think that those teams have a lot in common with each other, and I could see their stories making sense within the same realm. They could be teaming up to do a job, you know what I'm saying? Smuggling something, saving people, doing what they do respectively, but together.
Now, how do you think, because there's no aliens in Firefly, how do you think Malcolm's going to react to aliens?
I think he'd be fine.
I just want to see Malcolm talk to a tree. Right?
I want to see Star-Lord and Mal have a conversation because they're both so cocky and they're used to having like the spotlight on them. I just think there could be some interesting dialogue. Like I think they would butt heads initially, but then end up realizing that they're very similar and that they make better friends. So that's how I see it.
I saw a good one, Alien and Starship Troopers from Holmesy. I like that. Did you have one?
I have another weird one.
Okay, I like it.
That's
Everyone else
fine.
liked it.
You know how Avatar's supposed to be taking over the world again? And Star Wars is already taking over the world?
So, all right.
If you put Pandora in Star Wars, because I know that in Disney's Animal Kingdom, there's now a Pandora. So obviously they have some sort of business deal going on with Disney. So if you actually made that into movies, that'd be cool. It's the only one I can think of, really. I mean, I suppose humans would then also have to exist, but if you just ignored all that and just put like Pandora and the big weird creatures and the Na'vi actually in Star Wars,
I mean,
it'd be like a really in the Senate.
You could even have like a few of them who have forced abilities, which would be cool. Like a few of the Na'vi.
Cool.
Like they could even
flying the Banshees.
There are many Star Wars races in canon that are Force sensitive and Force adepts, but aren't Jedi, and we never see those like as a race instance, like how they would act in society. And if I'm gonna mind meld with this other creature that's beast mastery in Jedi, like Jedi school.
You know, there's big creatures in Star Wars as well.
I like that. Like, I don't really like Avatar, but I like that.
No, I mean, I'm not too fussed on Avatar, but I like the sort of planet.
If this planet has been there so long that in a galaxy far, far away, we may have been there.
You would hope that Star Wars would elevate Avatar and not that Avatar would bring it down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
they're
making
making
like
the
whole movie's not going to be on Pandora.
Yeah.
They're making like 17 sequels, so they have to put something of interest in it, surely. Can't see him doing, but...
So my answer, it might be because this is exactly what we're going to be doing on an episode of It's a Twofer. That's our new show on Tough, guys. We're not going to be editing down these odd shape panels anymore for Tough. It's 3 hours of footage. You all have great answers, and I just don't like cutting anyone's voice. So we're still doing it. OSP is still here, obviously, but we're going to be doing a new show where we take 2 films, pair them together like a fine wine and cheese, I guess, and see how they come out in the end. We have I guess we can say a few of them coming up.
Yeah, we can say a few of them.
Well, the first one,
to look forward to.
And the promo's out. It's going to be coming out August 31st, I believe, the Thursday after Fan Friction. And that's going to be Flash Gordon and Guardians of the Galaxy, which is my answer. I think it'd be really interesting to see Star-Lord fight Ming. But I'm not going to say a lot about it because I'm going to save that for the actual show. We're also going to be doing Bronson and A Clockwork Orange.
Yes. 2 of my favorites. I'm really looking forward to that because I feel like Bronson draws a lot of inspiration from A Clockwork Orange, obviously, maybe more than any other movie has. And I think they're going to be really interesting to watch back to back.
For sure. I'm excited. I was watching the trailers back to back earlier today, and I got excited. And then while Morgan's in town, it's not going to be the first one to air, but the first one we're going to record is Suspiria and Black Swan. So I already have a promo cut for that, so be excited. I am.
And if you guys aren't familiar with Suspiria, it's a beautiful, and it takes place in a ballet school. So it has, again, a lot of parallels to Black Swan. And I'm looking forward to discussing that one with Morgan and Tom.
Both have phenomenal music as well. So.
Yeah. and that's kind of a theme so far, because even Clockwork Orange has all the Beethoven scores in it. I saw Bronson once and not in a correct mindset to think I know enough about the film. But from the trailer, it seemed like music has a big part in that film as well. I don't remember.
Yeah, it not as much as A Clockwork Orange. It's
But
very
still.
like visually driven, but yes.
Just speaks how important music is in your film. So yeah, we're gonna have all that coming up, but I guess we can get some callers in here. Tom Zambino contacted us first, and I'm gonna call him right now if he's ready. Tom, let me know in the chat, and we'll get our first caller in here. Now I know there can only be one, so when I call Tom, I'm gonna step off the screen and make myself a new coffee.
We'll take turns so it doesn't get too crazy.
Yeah.
Billy says he's seeing Suspiria in October. That's awesome, buddy. You're gonna love it. Argento is a genius, and that movie is beautiful.
I'm far too excited for you, Billy. Just know that. You're gonna love it.
Cat, stop. She doesn't understand when the scratching post stops being the scratching post and becomes computer skin.
Mavis is now eating the Tarkin identity card.
No, don't do that.
I'll consume his identity.
I'm gonna put it on.
Now we know who's in charge.
If I can, no, I'm not gonna
I
put
should
it.
probably actually call Tom
Yeah.
instead of just talking about it. For anyone who doesn't know Tom, he does cards and popcorn, which I'm sure he will talk about. I'm about to look up myself.
Not call yourself. That doesn't work.
I might get my phone to ring. And anyway, he does cars and popcorn, which he like explores different cars and pop culture. We did a Supernatural episode with him, mainly focusing on the Impala from Supernatural. That was a lot of fun. He just did one with Corey. Frog in my throat.
You should.
I told you I need new coffee. I'm waiting for Tom. There needs to be at least one Tom.
Well, this will buy you some time because it goes quick, and then you have to get tagged
Yeah.
in. So.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey Tom, I can hear you, but you're really low.
Let's see here. How about now?
We're gonna try to adjust you here as well.
Testing?
Talk.
Talking? Testing?
It's a little low still, but it's better than it was.
Let me call you because this happens with Joe sometimes. I just cut to call him back. Let me just try to call you back real quick.
Okie dokie.
Of live recording. I eject him
Do you have that list of the questions?
and then I
for him?
call him back. Yeah, it's right down here.
Please.
Anyway, I was Corey did a thing with what's the movie? Not the Planet Terror. The
Death
other
Proof?
one. Death Proof. Corey did Death Proof with Tom. He'll talk all about it when it gets on the screen. I'm usually good at segues. Okay.
Can you pull the chat back up for me? Sorry, it's a little hectic when we have another person here.
I've
so
made
bear with
it
us.
too difficult.
No, everyone's
hear
glad
me?
to see you, I'm sure. Hey,
How about now?
It's better.
it's good enough, yeah.
Good enough. Good enough for government
Cool.
work.
Yeah, now you sound good. Cool, he fixed it. Hey, buddy, what's up? You like space opera?
I mean, it's a very loose definition of what space opera is, but I love space, so yes, I do.
Nice. Let's adjust a little for the... All right, let's get right to the questions. Eric Monroe at mmkoch200 on Twitter asked us, what is the best space romance?
So for this question, I'm sure people are going to say a lot of different answers, a lot of good ones, but I'm going to go weird and obscure. I'm going to go all the way back to an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation with Riker and Ensign Ro. It was one episode weird fling, but it was completely unexpected. The two's chemistry was off the charts. I thought they should have continued that for a while. Much better than him and Troy together. And I thought that was really interesting how they went into like that alternate sort of universe where everyone kind of forgets who they are and what they were doing. So that's the one I went with.
Oh, Tom is saying Futurama. Yeah, somebody
So
might.
mad.
I don't know a terrible amount about Star Trek, but that certainly sounds romantic. So I believe you. I know there's some. Oh, you're getting some love in the chat already. Jeff says,
Yeah,
"Nice
there you
pull." All right. So Billy at Buster Bill asked us, what's the best space battle in your opinion?
There are a lot of ways you can go with this one, and I have air combat and I have ground combat that I would answer. But so I'll just stick with the air and go back to your Star Trek, but with the original series, with the episode Balance of Terror, where not only do we meet the Romulans for the first time, but we meet the actor. I'm blanking on his name right now. That would eventually play Spock's dad, Sarek, and it was one of the first episodes where we really humanize like the enemy that Kirk is facing. And in that episode, I think he showed the acting range and acting skill that gave him the role of Spock's dad. Is basically the opposite of Kirk, but yet the same. And the line at the end, in another world we could have been friends, because Kirk and him were such great warriors, and he really wanted to just go down with his ship and go down like a warrior. It was a fantastic battle and a great episode of the original series. If anyone hasn't seen it.
Awesome. Yeah, we're definitely the anyones that have not seen it.
I just wish I knew more about Star Trek to offer some sort of back and forth.
It's okay. I know I'm weird.
No, there
That's
are
not
plenty of
weird.
people who love Star Trek. I think I saw Kim Hanley going on in the chat about Star Trek as well.
I have been meaning to get into Star Trek.
It's a tough climb.
His battle was also from Star Trek. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
The original series is a
Tom
good
knows.
place to start because there's only 2 seasons that are really any good. The 3rd season was kind of a mishmash and just insane amounts of budget cuts. But the original series is only 2 seasons, so it's not that big of a hill to climb if you start on that one. Next Generation, basically everything after that, just a ton of episodes, so it's a little harder to trek through, pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting more love in the chat. Jeff Holt says Star Trek forever. Corey, Battle of Terror was awesome. Eric Monroe, Star Trek's great. Matthew Whitaker, just a heart. So you're not alone. All right, so Ashley and Joe, both Davises, asked us, what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
Good question. And Corey and I were just talking about this movie on Sunday on my show, and it popped into my head as I was thinking about it, and that's Vanishing Point. Because we really don't see. I mean, yes, we see smugglers all the time in films, but they're usually kind of the backup character. But in Vanishing Point, you're 100% with the smuggler or delivery guy. I think that could make a really interesting space movie just by following from the perspective of the smuggler being chased by not only cops but other ships. Because most of the time, smugglers aren't just being chased by police or authority figures; they're being chased by good guys. So I think that would be a really interesting perspective, and I really want to see the Vanishing Point ending, but with spaceships.
Nice, yeah, I'd watch that. That sounds
Definitely
cool.
watch
Yeah.
That sounds very cool.
Awesome. All right, one more for you tonight, buddy. Cal at Viren Deja Vu.
I have a real problem saying that.
He asked which 2 franchises, space opera ones, would have the best crossover.
That's another one where I really had to think about, and I'm probably stretching space opera on this one, but going back to the well of Star Trek with Star Trek: The Next Generation and Doctor Who, because I want to mostly 100% because I want to see the Doctor interact with Jean-Luc Picard.
Nice.
That's my first and
he's
only reason.
perfect.
And also Q. If they could find a way to mix both the Doctor and Q as both extremely powerful, extremely mysterious beings together in one episode, that would also be fantastic.
Yeah, I could see Doctor Who coming up a couple times with that question tonight because Doctor Who is so great to put other universes involved or characters from different franchises into or move the Doctor to those franchises because of his space and time travel. It just makes it really easy within the...
First off, yes. I love this. Star Trek in comics recently has been doing a bunch of crossovers. They just did one with DC Comics. They did one with Doctor Who. There is a comic, I believe, that is, I don't know if it's next gen or not. But I like those. I really would also love the idea of Scotty being the Doctor's companion.
Wait, which Scotty?
Original.
Nice.
Because I just think that'd be funny if he tried to use the TARDIS. And it's also kind of funny that it's a blend of kind of hard science and Doctor Who's kind of like magic science.
Yeah, you get to see Scotty trying to basically make sense of everything the Doctor has and does.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. All right, well, those are all 4 of the questions. Would you like to plug?
Yesterday I did episode of my show Cars and Popcorn with Corey, and we talked about Death Proof. That was a lot of fun. It was my first time seeing Death Proof, and I think I'm only one Tarantino movie left to see them all. So that was a really fun discussion. Sam Catlin stepped up and jumped into trivia, so you can watch them squirm as I ask car questions. And hopefully I'll be back doing that sometime in the future, trying to set something up here with vacations and fan friction being back. So working on it.
Muppets movie.
Yeah, Kimber, we at least talk about it every other day. All right, well, definitely check that out, guys. It's at Zed Reviews on YouTube. And where can they find you on Twitter?
I think everyone that watches the show is already subscribed or following me, but if not, at Road Raider 3.
All right, well, definitely do that. Tom, thank you so much for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, thanks. Hi, Morgan. Bye, Morgan.
Bye, Tom.
All right.
Grand Moff Morgan over here.
Grandma, yes. See? I've officially, I've made it. I just put my little finger pin on.
Oh, God.
Sorted.
Shady.
The 2 most shady characters that I love. It's just brilliant.
Littlefinger just goes up to Bran and he's like, I doubt your sorcery. All right, so who do I have next? I think I have Eric Monroe next. Eric, are you
I'm looking forward to it.
You ready to go, buddy?
2 gingers.
Come on,
We're
Eric.
kissed by
Come
fire. Again,
Gingers are beautiful.
we have to keep most of the
Beautiful.
Game of Thrones talk for tomorrow.
That's
so we don't
true.
have anything to talk about.
But we are beautiful, Eric.
Eric is ready. He's willing and ready.
Good job he's willing.
Yes.
Morgan will be joining us for Night's Watch.
Yes, he will.
I will.
King of the North.
You get more me than you ever
He might even be here
possible.
for Twin Peaks and he doesn't even watch the
I
show.
don't even... If I end up watching Twin Peaks, just one random episode of Twin Peaks and being on this couch, right? It's just like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, we get to
First time watcher of Twin Peaks.
try to figure out how you feel about everything.
For life.
At the very least, I mean, I haven't watched this episode yet, obviously, because we wouldn't be threatening you with it. But I heard it's a good one. I'm excited. It's getting close to the end of the season. Let's see here. Just reading the chat. I don't know if I've seen anybody new pop in since I said hello to everybody, but let me double check.
I think I saw Raoul.
Yes. Oh, hi, Raoul.
Never
did.
forget Raoul.
Never forget Raoul.
And we have 12 viewers currently watching. For those of you not in the chat, you're more than welcome to come along for the journey. If not, it's cool too. Like, subscribe, check out our other content, or don't. Check out G9 Design on that website she uses. What's the website she uses?
TeePublic.
TeePublic. You can get this sweet BFF t-shirt.
You can also actually get this one.
That shirt's been in Rome. We'll send you that shirt.
This shirt has been in Rome. That is true.
She also just designed a man-eating mermaid for me.
She
so
did.
I appreciate that
And
a lot.
she designed a cute little, like, a wedding version of our logo.
Yeah, we're going to have a banner at the wedding that has Janine's logo of us, but fancy, and in the wedding colors.
I'm going to send Eric one more invite just in case that didn't go through. He's just waiting for Kimber to come back.
Also, I want to ask you guys, I want to do a twofer with Tombstone. It's one of my favorite movies. What do you guys think would be a good movie to go with Tombstone?
Automatically, I want to say Seven Samurai, but if you feel like there's a better choice, like I feel like that's a very obvious correlation. I guess Magnificent Seven's more like Seven Samurai, huh?
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven
It
is
is
Seven
Seven
Samurai.
Samurai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
For Western audiences.
What about Logan? No.
Let us
Tombstone.
know in the chat.
Yeah.
You want to hit the chat so we can see that?
If you have any ideas, let us know. Well, we can't watch the whole trilogy, Tom. That defeats the purpose. The original 310 Yuma. I like the remake, but No Country for Old Men.
I like that
That's a
movie.
good
What about Willow?
That's just the Kimber fangirling over how beautiful Val Kilmer used to be back in the day combo.
The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. That'd be interesting.
You should actually make it like a Val Kilmer. Double.
And then we can watch The Ghost in the Darkness. I like that one too.
Twofer.
Yes.
Twofer.
Quick and the Dead.
It's a threefer.
Not with that attitude, Tom. Eric, man, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, Mad Mardigan.
Just send it now.
Send it now.
Okay, all right, I'll try. Pee Wee Herman. What, Big Adventure?
Tombstone?
Because of the Alamo.
Mm.
I like the
All right.
Pee Wee Herman movie. Tim
Invite
Burton.
number 3.
Tim Burton's first
Tim Burton when he was good at making movies.
for that 15-year period.
There he is.
I like the big eyes.
It's good, yeah.
Kim got there, he said. The Alamo.
So did Pee Wee. The Alamo.
I don't remember.
I was with it. I
don't remember the Alamo. But
Can you see me?
Yes.
we can see you.
Yes.
And turn a
I'm
little-
so sorry. My internet went kaboom for like
it
a minute. What
What
happened?
happens to the best of us, buddy?
Hi, Morgan. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Eric.
Beard's looking good. I'm trying.
Hard to say, but I'm
You'll be giving me some competition soon.
Yeah, I'm trying. I could get to Morgan status in like a year, maybe.
I have all the faith in you.
We'll see.
You gotta get that beat.
So-
Yes. Oil.
Absolutely. So good to see you guys.
Miracle Grow in a bottle over here. We're doing good, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I had a good weekend overall.
Awesome.
Yeah, ours is going all right.
You know.
It's nothing too
Well,
special.
you have Morgan. I mean, you can't get better than that. I mean,
We watched Defenders.
just can't.
You can get significantly better than that. We did watch Defenders.
Half of it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Half of it's great. I mean, I think I'd go further than pretty good.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. Me and him were laughing like schoolgirls on the
We were.
couch.
They were giggling. It was cute. I ship it.
No,
Oh,
I don't.
that's
Yeah, holy
awesome.
shit. Real quick, hello to Mac, who just joined us in the chat. Stopping by real quick to say hello. I guess Robotech isn't that good of a space opera to talk about, or else he'd be here longer.
Damn. Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Corey's gonna talk about Robotech and that annoying singing girl. I'm sure of it. But we have some questions. The first one came from you, so I hope you're prepared. What is
very
the base?
The base.
What is the ace of base? What is the best space romance?
All right, so I'm going video game with this. I'm a big fan of the Mass Effect series. I know Joe is in the chat, so he'll know what I'm talking about. My romance in that trilogy, the original trilogy, was Shepard and Miranda. I loved Miranda. She wasn't in the first game, but she was in the second game. She stole my heart. She was voiced, and her model was made from Yvonne Strosky. Hope I said that right. Who was on Chuck? Who was Hannah on Dexter? So, she was just the ideal. I thought the chemistry was super on point. And then in the third game, Miranda's not a playable character like she is in the second game, but she is in the third game. I had to make a choice. My first romance in Mass Effect 1 had to go with Miranda because I felt the chemistry was just so much stronger than what Shepard had with Ashley. So, yep, I'm going with Shepard and Miranda from the Mass Effect series.
In the chat here, he
Yeah,
goddamn yeah, all caps, and then oh man, yeah, that's my pair too. He said though that's not the couple that he would pull from Mass Effect. So
Winky face. You might go female Shepard. Who knows? The cool thing about Mass Effect and most BioWare, no, is it BioWare? I can't keep all the properties together, but
Dragon Age, yeah,
and
Mass Effect.
Yeah, you can choose your own relationships in these games, which is like kudos to the writers for that, because now you're not juggling one love plot, you're juggling many. And they're all like different. Otherwise there'd be no reason to try, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it would get boring.
And
So.
you can be gay in Mass Effect, which opens doors for I remember
It's just
Kyle.
like life.
we were doing
It's
our
just
video
like-
game episode. Remember our video game episode?
Yes, and
And
Kyle.
Kyle
did pick-
said
yeah.
Shepard because in Mass Effect, he's able to, bang dudes.
I still want a Mass Effect film. I want it to happen.
So you said you could have multiple relationships then, right? Can you play a bisexual character?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't.
there are. I mean, there are ones. Oh no, you can't. I don't know if you. Yeah, you could be gay or straight. If I recall, both. You can be both.
That's
You can be both. I'm pretty
awesome.
sure. Yeah, you could be with men and women in Mass Effect. Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, Billy wants to know what's the best ace battle.
Okay, I have to go kind of old school with this, and I have to go Star Trek. I have to go Wrath of Khan, and I'm going with the original meeting between Kirk and Khan. Their first meeting in the film. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I hope you are, but it's not a grand spectacle or anything like that. But the acting is so incredible. The tension in the scene is so incredible that Khan thinks he has Kirk. He's getting his revenge for his exile that happened in the original series. Spoiler alert. But Kirk has one card in his pocket. He knows something about the ships. Khan doesn't. He plays that card. And the moment when Khan realizes he's also fucked is incredible. So I am going with the Wrath of Khan, Kirk versus Khan. Their first battle in the movie.
nice. We got to get you back on fan friction, man. I was believing your passion right there.
A lot of people tell me that. A lot of people tell me to fight.
Khan is almost like the Stannis of Star Trek, huh?
I don't know. I know
Is he?
Conver
I
back.
can know what. That is a very good comparison. I like that.
He's entitled,
Yeah,
right? He
see.
feels entitled.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't know.
You gotta watch the original episode.
Gotta leave the Game of Thrones to tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
And by the way,
well-
Morgan, tomorrow I have an exclusive question for you, just for you, tomorrow. So be ready for when I call in.
Says
I
they're
will
both
be,
dead.
Eric.
You better
I
prep
will
Cal
be.
so you can have a title card.
Joe says they're both dead. It's something they have in common.
Well, Ashley and Joe, speaking of
We'll see
them,
tomorrow.
asked us what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera.
Well, I don't know if this counts, but I'm going to use it as my answer. I'd like to see American Horror Story do a season in space. American Horror Story in space. I think that would totally work. We've seen in Alien and even Critters 4. Critters is a very overlooked horror series. I'm sure Kimber knows all about Critters. Horror can be very effective in space, and I think American Horror Story could definitely have a great season in space if they do it right.
I like that, and I would like Lady Gaga to come back for that because I don't think she's there this season, but she's loves space and shit like that. Like she would be perfect for something.
Oh,
like that.
she would be amazing in space. The outfits they could put her in, it would be
Sir.
wonderful.
And aliens are already established.
Yeah, from season 2.
Yeah, it's season 2 in Asylum. Yep. It's weird if that show. I've never seen a show where so many people are just split on every season. Some people
I
love
know. I
Asylum,
love
some hate it, some
I
love
love
4,
too.
some hate 4. It's crazy.
I love 2. Kimber doesn't like 2.
I like the
I love
odd numbered seasons better than the even numbered seasons. I really loved Roanoke though. I
Roanoke was
really
amazing.
That was
into
good. That was really good. And I liked one, Murder House. I thought was
Yeah.
good too.
Bird House was good too.
Yeah.
All right. I did because I wanted to pull one off of literature too. You know what I mean? That, and I always thought like a sci-fi epic of the Odyssey. And
That
the
could
Iliad,
totally work.
do them as 2 separate movies if you wanted to.
See, Kim brought up in the chat earlier about doing The Hobbit and what the Battle of 5 Armies could be like in space, and I also considered that. I think that's a good choice and noteworthy.
That's an excellent choice. Just thinking about that, it's giving me kind of goosebumps. That could be awesome.
You can get space ladders.
Yeah, and like a dragon, right? There are ways that you can interpret a dragon. That could just be like a mean ass like
Absolutely.
weapon, like a spaceship or something. You know, the small. I'm into it.
I'm glad
Absolutely.
Ashley said yes, Tom, because that answer was for her. Because he would be so... Oh, and Joe agrees. Cat, you need to chill out. All right. Well, Cal asks us, what 2 franchises would make the best crossover?
Well, I think the 2010 Predators film called Predators of Adrian Brody is very, very underrated. If you haven't seen it, give it a try because I'm telling you, it's a good film. And I would love to see, though, a different character in that film fighting basically a whole planet of Predators. And I would want to see Luke Skywalker, a Jedi. I think it would be kick-ass. It would be awesome. So many things you could do. You could use the Force, but he's facing an entire planet. So I would want to see that. I know it's an oddball kind of pick, but that's what I'm going to go with. Predators and Star Wars.
I'm very down for seeing Jedi plow down Predators.
Yeah.
That's great.
It'd definitely be interesting because, like, Arnold had mud to hide, like, his senses or to hide, like, his, like, body energy and stuff like that. Like, imagine what a Jedi could do with, like, battle meditation. Like, it could be really interesting.
Yep.
I like what Matthew Whitaker is saying in the chat here. Beowulf as an alien on a planet. That could be really interesting.
And you could do really cool things with Grendel.
Yes, absolutely. Into that.
And then, like, his sword could be like a blaster or something nifty. It doesn't have to be a sword.
I love these ideas. It's just awesome.
Yeah, he's rocking these ideas with the classic.
Well, when you go, like, but that's the thing. When you go and you take an old, like, guys, I love Game of Thrones. It's King Arthur. Like, that's why I'm so set. Like, and that's Aragorn, King Arthur.
I just watched the most recent King Arthur film, and I just want to warn you real quick. It was absolutely horrendous.
But that's the thing. People
Terrible.
don't know what to do with the originals anymore. But people are really good with recycling that storytelling, the hero's journey. And I don't know. It's keep the sword. Everything's better with the sword. Holmesy says
Swords are not for decoration.
Swords will fucking cut you wide open.
Don't tell that to Cal.
I actually love swords.
Knives are just tiny swords.
Where does it end? All right. Well, thank you so much, Eric. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, I do a Game of Thrones recap show called Minus the Fury. Thank you, Tom, for doing the thumbnail for the latest episode, which will be out tomorrow. So look out for that. You can see me calling in on the Night's Watch tomorrow and next week. Remember, Morgan, I have a question for you. And you can find me on Twitter at mmkoch200, and you can let me know what you think.
Yeah, guys, for sure, check it out. Night's Watch, we tend to blab, a lot and talk a bunch, but Eric's videos run a bit shorter. So if you're pressed for time and you need your Game of Thrones knowledge, definitely check out Eric's stuff.
Yeah,
he gets right to the point and make sure he doesn't miss anything. So.
And if you like Stannis and you feel unrepresented in the Game of Thrones community, Eric is your guy too.
Let me know. Let me and Ken Knapsack know. We want more members of Team Stannis. So let us know.
There's only 2 of you.
It's like
views more than 0.
Get you jackets.
All right. Great talking to you guys.
All right, Eric.
Bye. See you tomorrow. I'll let you eject me.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, it's not phone you let me. That was all right.
It was all right.
Now it's fun.
I'm intrigued by 2 things. Oh, well, 2 things that happened during that.
Just now
call. What is this question?
Oh,
he's going to ask me?
I don't know. It's life or death, though. I guarantee you that.
And why was he using a microphone that looked like it was from a 70s game show?
Well, no, because he's the understudy for Drew Carey. Nobody knows that. But
it looked like he was hosting the new edition of the Newlywed Game.
Well,
wow, Tom, phrasing. I must have said something odd shaped.
Billy is up next, right?
Yeah, we'll just ask him if he's ready in the chat. Oh, and of course he's prepped.
He knows what's going on.
A few giveaways ago, Billy was our winner for Night's Watch.
Are we gonna do that now?
Yeah, we might as well, right? You guys want to find out who won the space opera giveaway? Let me know in the chat. If you don't, we won't do it. If you don't, you know what? Let's just not even do the space opera giveaway, and I'll just keep the stuff.
Speaking of space operas and game show hosts, they did announce the new companion for Doctor Who.
That's true.
And I showed him to Morgan. I didn't know the guy. He's an older dude. They said that he was on Coronation Street.
Yes, he was.
But I showed it to Morgan. He's like, that's a fucking game show host. Like, what? So, interesting choice there for the companion.
Yeah. His name's Bradley Walsh. He hosts our version of The Chase.
The what?
The Chase. They have a
isn't
US
that
version.
Isn't that the good guys from Defenders who got killed?
No, that's The Chase.
Oh, my bad.
Do you want me to give you guys some space real quick for this giveaway?
To do the giveaway.
I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone
No kiss.
else. No, that was me, all Defenders. Kiss. All right. So we have list order. Current list order I have is Billy's up next. I think I sent him an invite. If I didn't,
I think you did.
I did. I'll send him another one. Won't stop, Bill. Won't stop.
You've become the Joe.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
Well,
Yeah, my internet's being very weird right now.
Billy, get out. Get out, Billy.
Jesus, actually. Yeah.
What, is there to me?
Got a taxidermy deer behind him in the picture.
It's like a
Oh,
big
really?
thing as
I
well.
love taxidermy.
Billy,
I have a taxidermy Mavis.
Billy, are you at the cabin from Evil Dead?
Maybe it is the cabin from Evil Dead. Maybe it's not.
It might be.
I'll just
Just-
leave that to you, princess.
I'm just watching that thing for moving.
Well, that's not the
That'd be
only.
great.
That's not the only head. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others.
I like how your
Send me
trophies
one.
include a deer head and Superman's cape. You're a supervillain.
But yeah, by the way, this is my phone booth. So yeah.
Your phone booth gets Wi-Fi. I had a list. Oh, here it is. It's over here. I'm not even looking at it. All right. We're going to do the giveaway while we have you on the air, Billy.
Yay!
So the hype is real.
Kermit arms.
I have 10 entries. Morgan's going to roll a D10.
Run roll, please.
Number 2.
Eric Monroe.
Yay!
You are the winner. The guy who was just here. He won the Space Harper box. Everybody congratulate him.
That beautiful ginger.
Yeah, beautiful gingers get presents.
We're beautiful, Eric.
So that happened. Hey, Billy, what's up?
Not much. The King of the North is there, and it's another OSP. I mean, what more can I say?
I know these crossover episodes are getting out of control.
Yeah, another crossover is going to happen soon with me and Tom Zambino in a couple of days. We're going to go to Wizard World.
Very nice.
Wizard World brings people together. Maybe so you can chill.
Maybe it's being all hectic and stuff.
This is just the most like couch she's been on a show, so you usually just get to see her off screen. So it's kind of funny that she's just like. All right, well, let's get through these questions. I know there's a bunch of people. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody asked me the call order. Right now we got Billy. After this, we have Corey, Joe, and Ashley. Holmesy, if he wants to call in. Jeff, if he wants to call in. Yosef, if he wants to call in. Eric Ossenmacher. Matt Whitaker, Delisha, TJ, and Raul is the current list. So we'll try to get through that. It is 10 o'clock now, so we got a couple more hours. So, questions, Billy. Where were you on the night? Eric asked this question. What is your best? What is
your best?
Yeah, tell me about. I want to know. What is the best space opera? And Jesus.
Well, obviously the best space opera is Star Wars. You
controversial statement there.
The air horn noises, but no. Did you say the best romance? Because Kimber actually took mine.
Yes.
Sassy.
But I found another. And that is Corbin Dallas and Lilu from The Fifth Element. Don't groan, Tom. I know we never agree on many things, but here is why. It is.
She's a babe,
dude.
She's just a babe.
Yeah, it's unlike any romance that you ever seen. You're in this fantastical world. I mean, just Corbin Dallas is just a dude with weird bleach blonde hair that's also like a taxi driver, and he comes across Mila Jovovich, who's just a babe. I don't know. I really like it. Like I said, this wasn't my first choice. I was gonna go with Zoe and Wash because everybody knows they're the best, or Han and Leia, but that's again too obvious. Never want to go obvious. But yeah, Corbin Dallas and Lilu. They saved the world with the power of love. Spoiler alert, if you've never seen Fifth Element, you guys should really go check out Fifth Element.
What else is?
I mean, they tried Scott Pilgrim, but he fails.
The power.
The power of love.
Crossfire.
Greatest commercial ever.
Oh, we know. If you haven't seen the nostalgia episode of OSP, our crowning achievement, our third episode, Billy wants to know. I don't know if you met the kid. He wants to know, what is the best space battle?
I hear that Billy Kid is kind of a dick, but best space battle?
Hey, word on the internet. You're not too far off.
It's a low blow, man. Greatest space battle or best? I argued this on Talk, actually, and I did not prepare well, but now I have two rebuttals as to why it is the best. And it is the final battle in Return of the Jedi, and it's not the one with the Ewoks. Well, there's three things happening in that battle. There's the actual space battle with Lando and Neenub, who is the weirdest looking alien I've ever seen when they're blowing up the Death Star. There's the one with the Ewoks kicking the stormtroopers' asses with logs and bows and arrows, which is just hilarious. And then the core and the best part of that battle, and it is the final confrontation of Vader and Luke. I think all three of those together make up the best battle. All three of them on their own, they work all right. Maybe the Luke and Vader one, you could argue, it's not, well, two of them aren't really space battles, but the three of them together, I think it's just great. And I mean, you see Luke seeing the battle, the Emperor's just like, oh yeah, I set this up, watch this. And so much is riding on the rebellion to just, they have to win. It's like now or never. Granted, they're being helped with marketing tools. Even though I love the Ewoks, they are clearly marketing tools.
Hey, you shut your damn mouth about that. I love Ewoks.
Hey, I just said I love the Ewoks too. I love those guys. I would own a ton of them if I could, but I mean, Wicket's my dude.
Where's that taxidermy? I'd like to see that one.
I'm not gonna taxidermy. I'm not gonna kill an Ewok and stuff it down in my basement.
Why? They'd kill you and eat you in 2 seconds flat if they could.
I'd get 3PO. They think he's a god. Maybe he'll be useful for once.
Very cool. Yeah, I love Ewoks, though, I must say that.
I do too.
I'm outspoken about my adoration for the adorable and charming Ewoks. I will not hear it from anyone else. Mavis, come on, girl.
Yeah, screw the Porgs. Go Ewoks all the way.
We've not even seen the Pogs yet. We've not even seen the film. Don't give the Pogs a hard time.
I will give them a hard time until I see them.
Cute. They're cute. My dad's in the chat. He's the one that says Strike Jim Hapkido. So hi, Dad. This is gonna be our officiant, Morgan.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Barrett.
All right. So Ashley and Joe, never forget, asked us what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera.
This was a very, very tough question for me because you could pretty much take any good drama and make it into a space opera if you really think about it. So I just went with a show that I've really, really enjoyed, and I felt like it has a lot of drama in it. If you had space, it would just be bananas, and I just wanted to go nuts, and it's Narcos. Now, this is it could go very wrong because this is actually based on a real-life thing that happened. But you know what? I want to see space drug cartels and also bring back Pedro Pascal because, you know, Oberyn is Bay. And I don't know. It's a very good my first choice for this was actually Breaking Bad, but I was like, no, that just ruins the show for it. And Breaking Bad's too good. Narcos is kind of like a less good version of Breaking Bad. It's still very good, but there's nothing that can compare to it. I just feel like if it was like galactic cocaine distributors, that's insane. So
yeah,
you might as well.
I'm about Pedro Pascal being in anything, so I'm with it. Corey looks like he doesn't want to call in tonight with that talk about Ewoks. How dare you? I wrote that Matt is here, and Holmesy said he's not going to be able to call in tonight because it's very late over there, but we do thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Real quick, I kind of like the idea of Breaking Bad, and it's kind of a miserable idea. But the fact we would be in the future doing space stuff and not have a cure for cancer yet is kind of still tragic, and I think could work. Just as kind of like a damn man, we've progressed this far and he's still struggling with cancer. Like, I think that would be a cool thing. But I agree. I think it would be cooler if we got to see that kind of aspect of Star Wars. You know what I mean? They talk about, and maybe that's what we'll get with the Han Solo movie, but they talk about like spice and Death Six, and I want to see that like cartel. I want to see the Black Suns actually like.
Yeah, speaking of spice, we got Ashley and Joe in the chat saying that they'd like Narcos in the Dune universe.
Terrifying.
I'm gonna go with Tom. That would be very scary.
I think we had one more question for him tonight.
Yes, it was. Oh yeah, the crossover.
No, I guess didn't we? No, because we did that one. Yeah.
What would be the best crossover between two space opera franchises?
Star Wars and Star Trek? No, obviously not. Again, never go too obvious. But The first one is Star Trek. The second one, I'm going to go Battlestar Galactica, the reboot series, the Superior series, because it's just a very simple reason, and that is just because I want to see the characters of Battlestar Galactica interact with the crew of the Enterprise. I mean, think about like Starbuck interacting with like Kirk or something, or President Laura Roslin with I don't know, Bones or something. I would love to see these characters just. It would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would want the Amidala, the leader, the fleet leader. I can't remember his name. He was in Blade Runner.
Edward James Olmos. He is Adama.
Yeah, someone with an A. Him and Picard together would be super interesting. I also think Guys Baltar and Spock together would be super interesting. I like this. Depending on what generation you pick. Adama, that's what it was.
Correcting you.
Yeah, that's what's so great. That's what's so great about Star Trek is that you don't have to go original series. You could go Next Generation. You can go Deep Space Nine because of the whole conflict. Hey, Deep Space Nine is underrated. How dare you?
Deep Space Nine is a lie. It's fanfic. The series finale is like, and it's all in a book I wrote. The end.
Oh my gosh. No, but I also picked it because I kind of want to see like the Cylons and Klingons just blasting away at each other. Or if they get along, it would be like, oh boy, how are we going to get out of this one? Because the Cylons are, they sound ridiculous and they look ridiculous on paper, but they're actually much cooler. Much like the Daleks in Doctor Who, they are much cooler than they appear.
Even the personified Cylons, the multiples, if they were to infiltrate the Enterprise because no one knows what they look like, that would be cool. And it'd also be interesting. The Borg and the Cylons would be interesting together.
You know what's interesting together?
None of this.
Bears beats
Battlestar Galactica.
All right, Billy. Well, Mavis is going crazy.
Mavis likes Morgan, so she's just very excited right now.
I mean, who couldn't? He's got that British wit and that beautiful beard.
What word did he just use? Wit.
Well done.
I'm not the only one who thought so. I'll give you that, Billy.
It's true.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks.
Billy, got anything you want to plug?
For Raul, first off, hashtag Norgan, it will be a thing.
No. I'm pointing at you. No.
I had to.
No.
And then one other in-joke, Edgar Wright. That's all. And I can be found at bbusterbill on Twitter. All the B's are capitalized. I am on almost all of the odd-shaped panel/channel shows. And yeah, just hit me up on Twitter. I just crossed 900 followers, which is unbelievable for me. So yeah, I'm gunning for 1,000 now. And yeah, just hit me up. I love to meet new people.
Awesome. Well, thanks, buddy. We appreciate you sticking around and calling in as usual. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
He'll be in the chat. Who do we got up next?
Up next, we have the lucky winner. Not really. We already had him. Corey. We have Corey next. Get out of my coffee.
My dad congratulates Billy on his 900. You guys are really nice and friendly in the chat, and I appreciate you.
You're the best.
I'm just reading it. It's so nice, like
It's so
positive.
lovely. We're all so pleasant, aren't we?
Well, I mean,
Oh, except for this one wants to eat Ewoks. Here he comes.
all good things must come to an end. Here comes Corey.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause before Corey gets it.
Yeah, everyone else did great.
Eric, I forgot to tell you guys, Eric came back and he was like, oh, what a time to go to the bathroom.
Oh, God.
He did it during the giveaway announcement. Well, you missed Morgan saying that you were beautiful also. So.
Hello.
Come on.
Hi,
Hey.
Corey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Guys.
How you doing? How you doing, Morgan?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that you're actually supposed to be on the Tech Podcast at some point.
I can do that.
But and Tom was absolutely wrong about the finale of Deep Space Nine. Just flat out misinformed.
No, I watched that. I interpreted it the way I interpreted it.
That wasn't the finale, though. I'm saying that episode exists, but it wasn't the finale.
Oh, well, then it's just so dumb that I don't care to inform myself which one was which.
Be
I'm not.
nice.
That's fair. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm just saying it wasn't the finale.
I retract all prior statements about Deep Space Nine. I love it. Eric Monroe,
say about your principles, man.
Our lucky winner asks us, "What is the best space romance?"
Okay, well, if you would have asked me the best love triangle, I would have gone with Robotech because I knew you were mentioning that earlier. But for just the straight space romance, I got to go with Sheridan and Delenn from Babylon 5. Love those two. And plus it doesn't end when they get together. We see them married and all that stuff, and it's very fun to watch them get together and become king and queen of the universe, kind of.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Every time we start talking about this question, I just get mad that I didn't pick Futurama.
Or Farscape. Farscape was my runner-up for Aaron and Crichton.
Farscape's great. I want to actually sit down and watch a few episodes with Kimber because it's Jim Henson puppets on that show just to see the puppets.
I do love puppets. And
the creature design. I'm pretty sure they did all the creature design for the actors as well. So that's cool. Cool. All right. Well, you just saw him, our buddy Billy Buddy. Asked us, "What's the best space battle?"
Well, being me, I have to go all the way back to 1977, and say that I think it's the Death Star, the original Death Star battle from the original New Hope. The build on that battle is just epic. I mean, it's just, I can still watch that movie. I've seen that movie more times than I've actually eaten in my life, and I can sit and watch that and still forget how it's going to end. It's so tense. Beautiful. The trench battle.
A lot of people give it a hard time, where it's like, oh, he just had to shoot into this little hole. But when you're watching it, you can make fun of it after the fact. But when you are watching it, you are totally invested into that scene.
I forget where I'm at. Yeah.
To convince me on the awesomeness of the original trench run.
Oh no, not at all. Even I watched something the other day where I was like, someone should have gave that guy who crashed into Darth Vader's ship during the trench run a medal if he survived, even if he worked for the Empire, because he helped out loads. All right, Ashley and somebody else, I can't remember who, asked us, what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
Okay, I was thinking about this as I watched everybody take my answers. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But no, I came up with The Wire. I want to see The Wire as a space opera. I want to see the entire breakdown of a space civilization. I think that would be awesome. Awesome!
Yeah. In a similar vein, I think I saw somebody on Twitter say Law and Order, which my favorite season of Battlestar Galactica was Apollo just becoming a lawyer for no reason.
Oh yeah, and that's because the writers, two of the writers from Battlestar Galactica were from Law and Order. That's why they did that. Law and Order in space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it works then. I guess we don't need it because we got it. So
I'm gonna say we need Moana in space, and she could be learning how to fly a ship instead of the ocean. Space is her ally.
That's kind of perfect.
People on the station have a job on the station.
Morgan saw Moana for the first time.
I still haven't seen it. I need to
play.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's
so good.
It's the best Wonder Woman movie ever. Cal from the Night's Watch asked us what 2 franchises should have a baby. I mean,
Hey, I get it.
did I skip?
I'm going to go with Star Wars because I love Star Wars, and Lex. Has anybody here seen Lex? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What? No.
Lex. Lexx. Lex is kind of like Farscape's funky, dirtier older brother. It's they fly around in a very phallic shaped spaceship. But see, the reason I think it should be mixed with Star Wars is because, like, if you do something like the Empire in Star Wars, we're always told that they're evil and oppressive, but really they don't do anything that horrible. In Lex, if you mess up, if you break a law, they take 3 organs from you.
Let's just recheck. They blew up Alderaan.
They blew up a major government planet.
Well, no, but I'm talking about just in your normal sort of day-to-day activities. Like if you litter in Lex,
I mean the Holocaust in retrospect only happened a few days over all the whole Nazi.
But you want to talk about a Holocaust? If you are caught littering in Lex, they take a lung, a testicle, and part of your brain. And
That's
then
a little extreme.
Then they just send you home. Then they just send you home.
They don't take a testicle from you.
They've taken ovary.
That's not. That wasn't on the list. If I knew that, I wouldn't have said it.
Well, granted,
yeah, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, well, you know me. I don't care.
I just think, imagine if Rogue One happened in Lex. I don't know if things would have gone down the way they went down.
Well, the ship in Lex can also destroy planets if it so chooses. So, you know, check it out if you've never seen it. It's a grand old time. It's very twisted.
Like it sounds
It's
like a Black Mirror sci-fi. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Is that
Yosef in the chat, I wanted to address what he was saying. I meant no offense about Moana. It's like a bit that I always find an excuse to bring up Moana. That movie, in reality, I wouldn't change a thing about it. But yeah.
Fair enough.
You don't want space to like be in an. I don't know how they would make space nod. I guess a meteor. I don't know. I don't write Disney movies. Well, Corey. Sorry, Cal's written right in front of me. Corey, what would you like to plug?
I am. My name is at Geometroid on Twitter. You can always find me there. I always like people, and I am the host of the Tech Podcast, a week-to-week show about Robotech. Which, with all the Game Fixer stuff I'm doing, I have not been able to edit and get out on time for a few weeks, but we'll get that back up. Yeah, but I love the Tech.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We just need a clarification question for Lex. If you pick up litter, do you get extra organs?
No.
Okay.
My dad asked in the
Sounds
chat.
horrible. It really sounds horrible.
So there's no win-win. All right, guys. We'll definitely go check out Corey's stuff and support him. He always does the same for us, so we want to say the same for him. So thank you so much, Corey, and we'll see you soon.
And leave
Right
Ewoks
on,
alone. And Fraggles.
Screw the
He
Fraggles.
just doesn't like Jim. Oh, I guess did Jim Henson even work on?
He
the
didn't say he
Ewoks?
doesn't like Henson. He doesn't like Fraggles.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to find a common denominator. He's just waiting. All right, guys. Next up, I have Ashley and the other person who wrote that question.
I think if you pick up litter, they should give you the organ of the person who dropped the litter.
It's an excellent idea.
There you go. Be like,
Recycling.
came home with 7
Perfect.
testicles today.
It's like Repo Men. Like,
Repo, the Genetic Opera 2. I like that movie.
I like the regular. No.
They came out like the same
Opera
year,
one.
which is weird. What do you think is better? Tell us in the chat. 1 for Repo Men, 2 for Repo the Genetic Opera. One has Jude Law on it. The other Paris Hilton. You decide.
Hello.
Hello.
Look at this. It's all coming together.
It is.
It is. It is.
Look,
We're glad you like.
so you guys are on Tom's shirt and we're on Morgan's shirt. What the hell's going on here?
Why
It's
aren't
some
I
weird
on your shirt?
Do you have a T-shirt?
I don't have a t-shirt.
We didn't have any Morgan shirts. The cats ruined the one that we made.
We should have a purple shirt though. I mean, one of us should have.
I could
a
go
purple
put on
shirt
a
somewhere.
labyrinth shirt. That's purple.
That's fair.
It'd be. I mean, we're gonna have to see Morgan in a cod piece
Yeah.
in order for it to work.
Jeff Holt
If it
says
works-
I'm cold for wanting the littering to result in a forfeit of organs. I've been called worse. So
I will say, and now I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something.
I forgot.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
You see all the gray up here? Like it's not just for show.
you guys were cutting out a little bit for a
I
second.
think he was saying he was old based on the context of the.
Tom got it.
Man, I should like be an interpreter for an alien species when they come. Man, I had my finger crossed today. I'm like, if there's gonna be aliens coming to Earth, it's gonna be during an eclipse. Didn't happen as far as I know.
Might have done. Very
Not
much might have
not.
Well, he's got his
not-
credentials.
Hold on. Yeah, I was
so-
gonna say.
done. I'm now actually from an alien planet.
He's the Grand Moff. of the
Don't
North.
talk too loud. Trump's listening.
Trump's not listening to me. I'm not American.
We'll kick you out. Anyway, sorry. Whew, things got heated. Eric Monroe, winner of the Space Opera giveaway Phantom Toolbox. Asks, what is the best space romance? It's hot in here. I need to take a walk.
You want me to go?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. I was trying to think of something that was unconventional. So it was something from Futurama that's not Fry and Leela. There was an episode where through greed, everybody started switching bodies. So nobody was in their original body, and there was a lot of complicated calculus to figure out how everybody's going to get back together. But before that, Scruffy's wash bucket was in Amy's body, and she comes to confess her love to him. And it's just so funny because she has this weird robotic voice, and they basically can't requite their love because she's a wash bucket, and that would not be, looked upon very well in the parlance of their time. So they have this like big joke about in another town we could be whoever we want, but Scruffy has to gently tell her that we cannot be together, like our lives are never going to intertwine. And it's so messed up but also like hilariously beautiful at the same time that like there's this absurd situation that a wash bucket could be sentient and be in love, because I mean there's robots in love on that show as well, but I just thought it was really beautiful.
It was displayed in a hilarious way too, because she's sitting there in Amy's body with her arms like this, like a robot, and just it's hilarious.
Nice. Yeah, I see they're talking about Arrival in the chat, making a reference to Tom here with the interpreter comment, but we haven't seen Arrival, so it's going for us.
It would be for us too.
Mine is actually a little more
Did you have a
recent-ish. Mine is from the reboot of Voltron, the Netflix series Voltron: The Legendary Defender. And in season 3, you find out like the history of the villain of the series, King Zarkon, or maybe it was season 2. I don't remember. It's later. No, it's season 3. Sorry, I binged it all recently. That Zarkon, who was the leader of the Galring people and originally the pilot of the Black Line and all this other crap. But they show the history of when the lions were built and stuff, and he meets an alchemist who is the scientist for this other planet. And like as soon as he sees her, he gets that animated series like dumbstruck face where he's like, hi, and you're just like, oh, that's precious. He's gonna commit genocide in the future, and he's dumbstruck in love. That's amazingly precious. But then you also find out eventually, like there's a witch. They call her a witch, Hagar, who has been helping Zarkon hunt the Black Lion the whole series using magic, and you find out that that's her. At some point after, or this comet hits Zarkon's planet. They build Voltron from the stuff from the comet, and they find out that the comet cracked a hole to another dimension. And Zarkon, they're like, Zarkon, we gotta close the comet, but like his wife is like sick or irradiated or something, and he tries to use the energy from the other dimension to save her life, while also damning his planet. So he was willing to sacrifice his entire kingdom to save her, and that's just deep. And then he ends up being the villain of the series.
Another thing that I have to say about Zoe and Wash.
Oh my god! Oh, it's kind of like kind of like a Mr. Freeze kind of backstory though, where it's like, I'll do the evil I must do in order to.
Okay, but Zoe and Wash though, right? He fucking, like, spoiler alert, but he dies, man, and it's so sad, and I'm kind of like glad it didn't continue from there, because like, would that not have had to be the saddest thing to deal with, is like the aftermath of that, and like watching, I don't know, like, that's so rough.
And I was still reeling from the loss of Shepherd Book too, so
yeah, sad, man. All right, I'm excited to talk to Joe, because he always has like unconventional answers. So Joe, tell me all about your favorite space battle.
okay, so this is actually related to one of the other ones brought up earlier. Someone brought up Mass Effect. My absolute favorite space battle is from Mass Effect. It's at the end of the first one, when the Reaper, known as Sovereign, gets to the Citadel, and it's attaching to the Citadel to like open a porthole to bring more Reapers in. And Reapers are like planet-sized machines that are hell-bent on wiping out sentient life in the galaxy. And what ends up happening is Shepard, your main character, marshals all the other races to like form this armada to help fight off one Reaper, and it takes all of them to stop one Reaper. And the last part is just really cool. It's attached to this like tower in the Citadel. All the attacks from the other ships make it dislodge from the tower, and then here comes the Normandy, which is like a small little transport frigate, like holds like maybe 20 people. It's not like a battleship or anything, and he just like flies up and fires some cannons and blows a hole through Sovereign, and it's just this amazing, awesome scene. I'll have to find the link to it later. It's beautiful. I cry.
Nice.
But Mass Effect is linked to, I believe it was Morgan. No, Eric. I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
No,
Eric brought up Mass Effect with the romances. I personally would go with a romance linked to another amazing space opera, Battlestar Galactica, with the romance of Joker and Edie. Joker is played by
Seth Green.
Thank you. And he is basically like the pilot of the ship, he's got like hollow bones, for lack of a better term. And Edie is the ship's AI that was introduced into the ship in the second game. And in the third game, she gets a body, and they kind of fall in love, and like he's basically in love with his ship.
Just like Scruffy and Wash Bucket.
A little bit. But Edie is voiced by Trisha Helfer. Helfer? I don't remember her last name. Who plays Six in Battlestar Galactica.
Nice.
So
yeah, shout out to stories like that. I really loved the episode that Neil Gaiman wrote for Doctor Who, where the TARDIS's mind gets put into a person's body, and they almost have like this romance there, that just because they've spent so much time together, and like now she's heard him talk to himself, see all these people, see the universe, and she just has all these thoughts happening. It was really beautiful.
And we also find out that like the ship kind of chose him.
Yeah.
And while he thought like he stole her, she was like, no, I let you steal me. Like,
yeah,
it was very like
she says, I stole you.
Yeah,
actually, yeah, it's beautiful. I'm a big fan of plot lines like that.
She's not even that like I can't name the actress, but she did so well.
No, she's like a knockoff Helena Bonham Carter.
That was just the style of the costuming they had on that planet. But they're like that episode. Not only that, but it added more things to the Time Lord lore.
Yeah,
which was cool.
It's called The Doctor's Wife, like in reference to the TARDIS. So yeah, it's a great episode.
It's so good.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It's beautiful.
So Ashley, what's your favorite space battle?
Most of the Neil Gaiman episodes are really good on Doctor Who.
That's the best one though. Are you? What do you? What did we miss? What do you guys say?
I was asking her what her favorite space battle was.
He's just being a smell, as we say in our house.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something that wasn't Star Wars, but then it just has to be the Battle of Yavin. Like, that is just such an important battle. It's very exciting. Sometimes it's a little bit memed, but like, I love Star Wars. I've been watching Star Wars since I was really little. I don't even remember the first time I saw Star Wars. It was just so ingrained in my childhood growing up because my family was such a big fan of the series. And that's just, it's exciting. And, it does have like an impact on the series and later events. And I just think that one is the best one.
Yeah. Especially like because Lucas kind of took notes from different films in the past. I'm not going to get into the semantics of what film that kind of battle is from, but if you saw the Elijah Wood versus Kevin Smith fight on Screen Junkies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yet it's still he made it his own thing. It's iconic. It's like, I hate to use that word, but it set the precedent, I think, for other space battles. Because
that movie set a lot of precedents.
I can't think of many, because it used small miniature models and everything very successfully. But you would think of like the old 30s Flash Gordons and stuff like that, where it's very obvious. You know what I mean? Like this, such a good job. Go ahead, Ashley. I'm sorry. Keep it.
Even when because I remember growing up watching the the Unaltered trilogy back when it was on VHS. My sister got that for her graduation present because our whole family is just, we love Star Wars. And like as a kid, I don't remember that standing out and looking like, it
looked real.
Yeah, it looked real to me. Like I would have thought like they went into space and fought all of those battles. And that's a testament to like the hardworking professionals that, made that possible at the studio. And now everyone's kind of just so lazy with CGI sometimes.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, sometimes when the miniatures look extra crappy and you can tell they're fake, there is a charm to that in like bad movies. But it's also nice when it works.
Yeah, we've been watching Mystery Science Theater with Morgan in town, and definitely seeing some of the less successful space.
Yeah.
Sorry, my antivirus just decided to try to update. So
of course, convenient.
That's not gonna.
Wait, Joe, hold on. What are you plotting over there? The antivirus pops up the moment you come on the screen. Evil.
The moment, huh? I didn't realize my planning was that good.
Nice.
He's the villain from Hackers. What was it, Plague?
No, please don't.
All right, so you guys, both of you, not just Ashley, but also Joe, he wanted me to tell you that. You guys asked what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera.
Would you like to go first?
Well, I don't know. You wrote the question first, apparently.
Well,
reverse spice maneuver.
It's funny because we both wrote it differently too, and it's like, oh man, this is a great question. You stole my question.
I
What?
told you about that on the car to the way to the mall one day.
Remember. I'm very tired.
We're both so tired. When I first thought about this question, the one story that came to mind that I would love to see redone like this is Romeo and Juliet, but use like opposing like galactic empires and like massive space war.
Yeah, I was thinking something very similar, like maybe like different faction space stations or something like that. It would be really cool to like have to meet up, like how they had to meet up at the monks, the friars like church.
Yeah,
like in like a different like space station, like an abandoned space station. I also thought like Othello. I just want to see Othello represented really well on screen. I hate that basketball movie so much.
That was my answer.
Was it? Oh, then actually, you explain, but I think it would work so well. Go ahead.
I think that would work really well. And we were having a conversation before the show started about, like, you could actually have Othello be, instead of being a Moor, as they say in the play, he could be a different alien species. And then the turmoil of, you know, there's this one person and he's like the credit to like the species or whatever, because they always play that horrible trope because it's Shakespeare, it's old. And like, oh, but he's so good. And then the people behind the scenes, Iago manipulating them. And I think it would just be really cool to see that, instead of it being with the war that it's going to happen. And then Othello, like, oh yeah, we're going to go to war. And then like everything gets resolved into kind of Deus Ex Machina at the beginning of the story. And so now they're all kind of stranded and maybe they can't get back home because of the way they calculated their supplies. Maybe they need to wait for like a supply drop so they can get back home, and that's when all of the manipulation happens with the crew and with Iago and the other female characters. And I think that would be a really cool thing. Any Shakespeare could work as a space opera. You just have to think what you could do with it, because all the themes are universal. That's why we still read them and they get adapted, not just because they're for free.
Like Much Ado About Nothing at like Lost in Paradise from The Fifth Element. It just
God. I had a thing, but that made me totally lose track of it. Oh, I was also thinking like Othello, maybe not go alien race, but go maybe like AI or like more like the androids from Covenant and
Blade Runner,
Prometheus, and
the architects or
no, not the architects.
engineers.
No,
I think
David
Fassbender.
The Davids.
Okay, David.
Yeah, well, he's two in the other one. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be interesting because you could have Iago doing something with the programming, not necessarily hacking into it, but just kind of the behavior modification that happens with all those. Like, we're gonna make this great robot for Twitter that's gonna like be humanity, and then ends up turns into a racist thing because everybody interacts with it in such a way that it thinks that that's normal. So the Iago character could interact with the AI in a way that turns something that was supposed to be good into something that's evil, and is able to commit the murder that happens in that play when Othello suffocates his wife.
Yeah, shoots him out of airlock. Shoots her out of airlock.
Or kills an entire station. Like if we want to make it to where like the AI is in control of like a station, or that's what it has an attachment to, instead of
I'm afraid I can't do that, Iago.
Yeah. As a side note too, I thought of one while we were talking that like I would love to see Avatar: The Last Airbender progress into like space, because when we went from Avatar to Korra, it went from like what seemed like the Renaissance era to obviously the industrial age, with like they had monitored like television practically and radio. So like there was a big jump there. So
nice. All right, one last question for you guys tonight. Cal, you know him, you love him, the man of many nicknames. He asked, which two franchises would have the best crossover?
Okay. It would have to rewrite chunks of the series to do this, but I think like Battlestar Galactica and Stargate SG-1 would make a fantastic crossover. Like the Galactica gets back to Earth and then finds it in the condition it's in, where they're having to use a Stargate to get around and fighting an alien race of the Goa'uld and all sorts of other stuff. And they're dragging along the Cylons with them when humanity's already having to deal with the replicators. So you add the Cylons on top of that, and it's just this terrible mishmash of bad.
They almost use the same tech too to get around. So it'd be interesting if like the fleet made a jump to get away from Cylons, but ended up on Egyptian world.
Yeah.
And then, one second, my monitor's doing a thing it does.
Yeah, you're like frozen for us. Oh, there you go.
Give it a sec. It should come back. Yeah. Better?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
But yeah, I like that. What did you think, Ashley?
I wanted to go weird with this one, so I picked two satires. to be crossed together. I want to see Spaceballs and the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because I think like that would be like a fun interaction, because with Douglas Adams' work, you have such a like a straight up trope satire where it's not necessarily like Star Wars and Star Trek, but just science fiction tropes. And then with Spaceballs, it's all of the franchise tropes. So I just want to see Dot Matrix and Marvin the Paranoid Android have a conversation together, because that's going to be a great time. And if you could actually get those two fallen actors to actually have that conversation, like that would have just been like the most amazing piece of cinema, you know, in the universe. And plus, you could have Arthur interacting with Lone Star, and I would love to see like Zaphod trying to hit on Princess Vespa, and it would be interesting to. I don't know how it would work because I'm not like the best comedic mind, but I think if you get the right people in the room together, they could come up with something. You know, it would probably be like a shorter form, but more of a skit. But I think it could be funny. I would want to see all of those characters interacting.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously, if we could get all the original casting, just think of all like the interactions John Candy could have with actors he's never worked with before. Like that, the idea of that alone is really interesting, because I love John Candy.
Yeah, they're loving you in the chat. Corey and Matt Whitaker like lit up instantly the second you started talking about that.
Nice.
Totally.
But yeah, those are just two of my favorites, and I love satire anyways, so just to bring two comedic elements together I think could be a lot of fun.
Cool. I dig that.
All right, guys, what you want to plug?
Well, yesterday we did a live BFF over Avatar: The Last Airbender to test the format of us doing some BFFs live, and I think that's how we're going to do it from now on for a while.
Yeah, because school has got a lot of stuff going on, and today is the first day of school, so I'm very tired. And I just know that I'm the one that edits all of the episodes, so if you see something wrong with the show, it's my fault. And I just don't have time to edit right now, and I would rather the show get out on time versus it be edited. So we're probably going to do that on Sunday, probably in the 6 or 7 o'clock hour. We'll tweet that out.
We're still fielding times and stuff.
So it'll be like the same day as Fan Friction, just in the evening. That way it coincides with it better, and that way we're staying on top of it, and we're trying to figure out. I know you can do screen share with Hangout, so we're gonna figure out those little technical things so that we can still show pictures of what we're talking about. But yeah, we're gonna have to go live just to keep up with the schedule.
Well, Cal uses Minicam, and Tom Zambino uses PowerPoint. So if those are any options for you guys, I would ask either one of them.
And Matthew Whitaker says you owe him an article, Ashley.
I do owe him an article. I'm very busy. We'll get done eventually.
The article is going to be how busy she is.
Yes, I couldn't have time to do this article, so here's some random things.
Nice.
Corey also says Mac and Kim are very knowledgeable with that stuff too, as far as the screen sharing.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him because figure out what I'll be doing during the show when we do it live.
Just before you go, thank you once again for this awesome thing.
No problem. You're very welcome.
And I love you both.
We love you. We wish we could be there, but it would be nearly impossible because I've got to be at work. The children need me.
Understandable.
Everyone will be able to see everyone who comes to the wedding, so that's
yep.
And you guys both have to, or all three of you have to.
We have to be there.
We already said we would.
And we're excited about it.
We are.
Also, don't forget, just to plug one more thing, we forgot to really talk about Fan Friction.
Yeah, because this upcoming Sunday, I'll be on Fan Friction against Langley and Billy Business for our season premiere. And I'm excited about that. I'm ready to take them down with my witticisms.
Yeah, please do that, because then I don't have to fight him. So I'd really appreciate it.
But Kimber, that means I'll be coming for you next.
That's fine. I'm fine.
She's like, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anybody. Of course.
You should be.
You know, I'm not afraid of anyone.
That's cool.
Well,
That's
thank
cool.
you guys.
I'm afraid of everybody.
As always.
Moss, you jerk. Sorry, cat thing. No, thank you for having us. This episode has been fun. Morgan, it's fantastic to see you. We're glad you liked
Fantastic to see you.
the badge because we literally saw that and I'm like, we should get this for Morgan. And then we were like, we need to mail this to Morgan. And Kimber was like, here's Morgan's address.
And it was
we're
like a million. I didn't even know.
I don't
what
know
it
how to
said.
do this. So when they were like, oh, well, Morgan's going to come visit us, we literally looked at each other and we're like, we could just send it to them. They could just give it to Morgan.
It took a full round trip to Texas and then back here again.
There and back again. The story of Morgan's badge.
Yeah. That's the book we all need.
Of course, it's so much more interesting than the Hobbit movie.
Hey-o. So, but anyway, thank you for having us. We'll get off your camera here so you can have more guests because you have more guests waiting.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon.
Kimber,
Bye,
you
guys.
need to message me when you watch Twin Peaks. You need to and have tissues ready.
I will definitely try because I am a crier.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
Oh no, Tom's getting.
I'm getting a little mad.
I'll talk
right.
to you later.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
We love those guys.
We do.
So because everyone in the chat is so lovely, Matt said he had to get going. He was gonna post all of his answers in the chat, but everyone was like, "Matt, just go next."
Yeah, I like that guy. Get him in.
Is it 03? Let me look at Twitter. real
Evil
quick.
Ghost Twin, right?
Oh, Twin. That's what I'm forgetting.
Oregon together with the TV3.
I was literally about to
That
say
was
you guys
connected.
should collab.
Oh, I already recommended Morgan for that. First time I went on. So you should get my friend.
Why?
Morgan.
People are too nice to me.
This thing keeps deleting the email as I try to write it in. All right, so articles came up in the chat. So for those of you that don't know, we have the Odd Blog. Lately, the only one writing articles is Cal. I have been kind of lax posting them. I need to get them all up. I just got a new one from him, but if you want to write articles, I will definitely try to be more on top of putting those up because when I have a more even workload, it's easier to get them all up. As I'm just trying to write an email.
Morgan's volunteering right next to you now
To do what?
to write an article.
Okay. What are you gonna write an article on? Announce it now. You don't even have time to think. See, I will give people like prompts on what to write.
Write about this trip. We watch TV.
But
all
so
day.
yeah, please, if you're interested,
I will do that. Do you want me to do that?
do whatever you want.
Right about.
We have plenty of time. We have don't lie. We have
That
plenty.
wouldn't be lying though.
We have plenty of
Not
time
2 days,
between us to talk about what right. But I also am looking for somebody to moderate the Facebook on Odd Shape Channel's Facebook once I get that rebranded because right now it's still Odd Shape Panel. And once the articles are more steady, I might be looking for someone to run the WordPress. So, people have been typing this whole time. So, let me know if you're interested in something like that. I can't really do anything but give you props on our website and during shows. If not, it's cool if nobody wants to do it. I don't care.
I know Delicia's working on something.
Oh, I know Delicia's been working on like a series, so I know everyone's busy too. I know. So
Damn adults.
all right. I don't know why, but every time I put in your email address, it just deletes. Remind me what it is in case maybe I'm just putting it in wrong and Google's like, no. I'm afraid I cannot do that, Tom. The AI is too real.
Can you pass me my tab?
That was Evil Ghost Twin. Oh, I will. Right. You sent me a review on. Oh my God, you did on Power Rangers.
Evil Twin Ghost.
Was I not just writing that?
You write Evil Ghost Twin.
Oh.
Purple.
It's a Morgan joke, ladies and gentlemen.
I've done it.
You're not gonna do some Game of Thrones impressions for them? He's pretty
Actually,
good.
if you want me to.
you're totally right. You did send me a review.
You gotta give them the little
sorry.
finger. That's the best one. Maybe we'll get him to do it on Night's Watch.
Night's Watch will be more appropriate. I can
I
practice.
made it.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, Tom. Hey, Margo.
Hey,
Kimber's here in the ether somewhere.
Hi.
somewhere.
Hi, Kimber.
She's in the zone.
Nice. Well, thanks for
All
fitting
right.
me in. I felt bad about. I do have to go. I have a recording this evening. We're going to be doing a little bit of hard target, which should be awesome.
Sounds fun. We'll definitely get through all the details on your content after the questions because
Yes,
I did just did you get that audio file? Sorry, I didn't. But
I
did
did.
you get the thing?
You are a hero. You know, Steven is on that other continent, so he's like, I need to work on it right now. And I'm like, yeah, it was totally me dropping the ball. But anyway, we can.
And this is Morgan. This is who I was recommending to you guys the first time I came on. You should definitely have him on sometime.
Oh, Morgan?
He's from another country too. He's here.
Yeah, no, anyway, I'm always looking for awesome people to help me talk about the greatest stuff in the world. And let's do it,
I can't promise the awesomeness, but I can promise that I can talk.
Yeah.
Hey, do you like samurai?
I love samurai.
All right, well then we're best friends. Let's do this.
We make dreams come true here on Che Panel. Well, our buddy Eric, he asked, "What's the best space romance?"
Oh. Okay, so I had to deal with a lot of what was going on, and you know I had goddamn Firefly. It's my heart, but I chose something that isn't well known, and you guys don't know it, but within the realm of Lex, Zev Bellringer and Kai of the Brunnen G Warriors, they have a very sweet story. She was like a sex robot, like that was her punishment, as he was pointing out earlier. Everyone gets punished, so she's punished into becoming a sex slave, and she somehow fools the system, and she's just perfect, and she falls in love with this dead guy who's somehow kept alive by, I don't know, the power of darkness. Anyway, they're in love, or maybe she's in love, but it's a really sweet story. That's all I got.
Well, I wish I had like a little spice to sprinkle on top of that. But I think Corey was about to bring that up, and he was like, "Oh, don't forget about the hero of Lex and that damn sex robot."
Yeah.
So he's on the same page as you.
No, I'll tell you guys this. So there's too much to it. There's like the first season was 4 full-length movies that had people like Rutger Hauer in it, had people like Tim Curry in it. Like the first season. Wow. Oh yeah, the first season is something special, and they're all. It was made for like some Canadian sci-fi company, like not even like what you think of today. Eventually got bought by Showtime, but then season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. It was like all these short 30-minute episodes of sexy sci-fi. But that first season, if you just watch the first one, it's called "I Worship His Shadow." You'll like it. It's good.
I'm convinced.
That was a good endorsement. I really believed you.
That's
all right. Our buddy Billy asked us, "What is the best
battle scene?"
Okay, so best battle scene was definitely in Serenity with the Reavers, but I'm switching it up. Starship Troopers. Killing all those goddamn bugs. It was awesome.
The grenade scene is like one of my favorite planet fight scenes.
What was he? I'm Johnny Rico, and I'm from whatever. Anyway, it has some of the best lines, but yeah, you know, it's Paul Verhoeven, and you're killing bugs, and it's fucking wonderful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and we would be like, we have to mention Isaac Asimov when we're doing like a sci-fi, you know?
Well, and you know, Starship Troopers, it had the Kurgan in it. It had, Michael Ironsides. Gosh, it's just like this culmination of all these like badass dudes shooting bugs in the end of the day. So.
Hell yeah.
And the first set of boobs for a lot of kids. Let's not forget. Never forget.
Yeah.
It's funny. I like Matthew. You crack me up. So Ashley and Spicy Joe asked us, what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
Okay, you ready for this? Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee.
Ooh.
It should have been. Hans Island didn't need to be an island. It could have been a planet. And, you know, Bruce Lee and Saxon and all, you know, they all go to this island and they just kick ass. And of course, the main guy didn't have to be this old, you know, Chinese dude with like retractable hands. It could have just been like an alien, right? That's and yeah, and you got nunchaku. You got the whole thing. Oh God, it would have been. They should do that. Like all we're doing anymore is recycling Bruce Lee. We need to do the next. Yeah. What do you think?
I'd definitely be down for that. I love Enter the Dragon.
Do you have a contender to play Bruce Lee's part?
Oh no, it's really rough. You know, there's never ever going to be another Bruce Lee, and as you know, with my Bruce-ploitation stuff, I've seen all the Bruce Lees, and if I could go back in time, I would have chosen Bruce Lee, who was such a badass dude. But you know, my favorite martial artist of today is probably still Donnie Yen, but he's not Bruce Lee. He's cuter and softer. Yeah, no, Bruce Lee was like, you. Come on. Yeah, it's different. See, although I'm looking forward. Birth of the Dragon comes out on Thursday, and I am dying to see it.
I really want to see it, especially after the conversation we had about it. I always had that kind of like that same kind of like presence Bruce Lee had. I always thought Tony Jaa kind of had that too. Off the like, I haven't seen anything from Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
They're talking about
There's never going to be another Bruce Lee.
Oh, good. I don't know. Maybe they just ran out of elephant movies.
Totally.
Nice. So just one last question for you tonight before you get out of here.
Okay.
Cal, the Kingslayer, who I see in the room now. Hey, Cal.
Hi, Cal.
He asked which two franchises would have the best crossover.
Okay, this is dumb, but it's always been like my dream. So it's Red Dwarf and Star Wars. And it's because there's that scene where it's Red 5 checking in, Red 7 checking in. I would have loved right at that moment for like, Red Dwarf's here. And they would have just like, they're bigger than the Death Star. And they could have like run into the Death Star and just destroyed it like on accident. Like, were they talking to us? Like, I don't know. And the cat's like, oh man, that's some weird looking ball. Meow. You know, like getting a little cat on it. Oh my God, it would have been the best. So that's my, yeah, it's a parody, but it's a dream mashup.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like that.
All right, Matt. Well, everything you're working on.
Screenmayhem.com. Just go there. We've got TV 3 Ways, another new one coming up with Kimber soon. The Clones Cast, Bruceploitation, lots of fake Bruce Lees. Cinema Bushido. What is my most recent? Oh gosh, I had the pleasure of having one of my favorite podcasts. They're called One Good Thing, and they came on and we talked about Sonny Chiba's The Street Fighter. And The Street Fighter, if you haven't seen it, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. I mean, it's Sonny Chiba, and he's just so. I don't know if I could imitate it. He's it's just so, and he rips people's eyeballs out, and I won't get profane with what else he does, but it's love that stuff.
It's good. He likes it.
It's good.
Nice.
All right.
Sold.
And if they want to talk to you on Twitter, where should they? What should they type?
Oh, and it's always that Evil Twin Ghost. You know, Evil Twin Ghost. I made that name up based on what I thought a young 14-year-old boy would think sounds cool. Because I was sick of having all my cool names while I was out on GTA V, getting killed by them. I thought, no, I will no longer be like, cipher code or something. I'm like, no, that's it. I'm going for it. I'm going to be evil twin ghost. And all the kids fell for it, but now I'm stuck with it. It's terrible. I actually met a 13-year-old boy recently that calls himself Ghost, and he plays all the same games. And I'm like, okay, maybe I shot myself in the foot.
Look, coming from a kid who, from I think 15 to 19, had a band called The Ghost Like You, I understand.
You got it. Oh, that's better.
We bonded over the name Ghost.
That's better. The Ghost Like You.
Ghost.
Oh my God, am I the good twin ghost?
You are the good twin ghost.
I want to change my Twitter, but that would totally put the podcast in jeopardy.
No, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys.
All right. No problem, Matt. Thank you for coming by. We'll talk to you soon.
Always nice talking to you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. He's a trip.
Yeah, he's great.
And then Raul needs to come in next, and nobody objected to him coming in next.
No.
So.
Raul.
No one dared.
Where's Raul when I was talking about Lady Gaga earlier?
That might have
Start
what summoned
singing
him.
now.
We sang Lady Gaga together at the con. You missed it. There was Lady Gaga playing, and I was in the whole group, but I was weaseling my way through all the people to get to Raul.
It happened. I was there. I was following. What's wrong?
Come on, Raul.
I sense Raul.
He's a fellow monster. We had to jam. That's the title of a Lady Gaga fan. A monster. How is that?
Is that what they call themselves?
That's what she calls them.
Her little
Hello.
Hi, I'm teaching him about how Lady Gaga fans are called monsters. He didn't know.
Oh, of course. Little monsters.
You are a little monster then, aren't you, Raul?
Yes, me and Kimber were so big Gaga fans. We are little monsters, me and her.
It's true. All right, so
hey, hashtag Norgan.
Stop it, Raul.
Dorgan.
That's better. I like that.
I like that. All right, so let's get right into these. Eric at mmkoch200 on Twitter asked us, "What is the best space romance?"
Because everybody says Star Wars and all of the other romances, and when we one out of the box, I forgot his name. The romance in Galaxy Quest, and that guy from Home Improvement, his name. Oh, what is his name?
Froze for a second. What'd you say?
The romance on Galaxy Quest.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because it's really funny, even though like first part of the romance they were in space, but then in space they finally noticed that they were in love, and then when they got back to Earth, they finally got to kiss. I will never forget when I was watching with a friend in Mexico years ago. I introduced her to Galaxy Quest, and then the moment when they finally kiss, and those two fangirls are like, and I was like, when your ship is real, and so that's your face.
I was waiting for Raul to be like, well, there's this soap opera, Spanish soap opera, and it's in space.
Oh, that would be a crazy soap opera.
If he wants it, he would be into it. Yeah, he could do that. All right, so Billy at BBuster Bill asked us, what's the best space battle?
Number one, because even though I want to start a different one. The first battle in the first 10 minutes of the Star Trek.
Of what?
Star Trek, the one in 2009, the reboot.
Okay. Yeah, that was great.
I really like that battle because for me, I wasn't, when I saw a movie, a show with my mother to get ready for the movie, and to see that all of that battle happened at the same time as Kirk was getting born, I was like, it was really intense. That's the thing that I like from that part, from that battle, and also to see The mom is Emma's one from Once Upon a Time, and seeing Chris Hemsworth as the dad. And so that was a really cool cameos from them. So that will be one of my favorites. Of course, my favorite is, of course, Jabin. But I want to say a different one.
Nice. Yeah, my favorite fight from the newer Star Trek movies is the Spock and Khan fight on the train. Was it like a fist fight?
That's a great scene.
Good stuff there. I'm a fan of that.
Of course, Cumberbatch.
Sherlock fighting.
Yeah, Siler and
Yes.
Sherlock fighting, sexy.
And Tyler beating the crap of Cumberbatch. I was like, yes.
Nice. Ashley and Joe asked us, what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
I went with two choices. First, the cliche saying supernatural, but I just thought of it like 20 minutes ago to see the Impala going through space. They can only do it for an episode. That would be awesome. They don't need to do the whole show. Do with Scooby Doo, they can do an episode in space, and at the end the twist could be that it was a dream of Seal or Dean. They can do like a crazy twist. Maybe Gabriel is another trickster way.
Imagine if those aliens had nothing to do with the trickster.
We're all on the same page, I think.
How is this looking into
with a trickster episode?
Yeah. And my second choice will be like you just said about a soap opera in space. I would love Cuna de Lobos in space. Seeing an evil version alien of Catalina Krill. Awesome. So maybe I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Cuna de Lobos in space.
Love it. All right, just one more from you tonight. Cal asked us, which two franchises do you think would have the best crossover?
That was a really hard one also because Star Trek and Star Wars, they don't make sense to go together because Star Wars is more like a drama and Star Trek is very, very hardcore science fiction, and they cannot mix. I was thinking like going a little meta with it Galaxy Quest and Hitchhiker's Guide.
Nice.
Because
I love Hitchhiker's
because you can see like they reacted to seeing space, but if they can react to see space in another universe and they go to the universe of Hitchhiker's Guide, and also will be really twisted.
Yeah, awesome choice. I like that.
But the only negative thing is Alan Rickman is no longer with us.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Did you have anything you wanted to plug, or you want to let them know where they can find you on Twitter?
Oh yeah, you can find me at Raul Bader RDC, and also I'm part of all of the top shows. I always get guest starring. I still haven't got a chance to do my own show, but I'm very good at being a guest star still, and also plugging top for next week. Always panel and being so happy being a producer.
Yes, I was about to say, I want to say thank you to Raul as well as Mormo for being patron producers for all of the Odd-Shaped channel content. Them and everyone else who are our patrons, we get to upgrade our equipment and create more content for you guys, and even keep some bills going, so that helps. So.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Raul. You have a good rest of your
guys.
night.
And also, so happy that I would love Morgan to be there in New York, but you know my situation right now. So just enjoy yourself. Hug Mavis and Tom and Kimber a lot for me. And also, even though it has been like 3 months since I saw Tom and Kimber, there's still like a hug there. You can feel it between them.
I do. It kind of hurts. that might be one of Joe's hugs.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, Raul. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Aw.
I'm sorry. He was gonna say an also
Cutting off
again.
from right.
All right. Planning on calling in Yosef. You're up next. If Jeff is not
I
interested.
think Jeff might have had to leave already.
Okay.
Actually.
Well,
We do have to try to pick up the pace on the calls because we're trying to squeeze.
we don't
everyone
have
in
that
there.
many people left, I don't think.
Cal came in as well.
Oh, yeah, we have to get that one.
I saw Janine come in, but she usually doesn't feel like calling. But hi, Janine.
We're wearing all your stuff. Does it feel bad? Yeah.
I am not right now, but I was yesterday.
Yeah, you were wearing the champion shirt.
And I probably will tomorrow.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
EF?
Hold on. I feel like it'd be so much easier.
Let's find out.
Nope. Hold on, is that a while of movies? Joseph, I just need your email, buddy. If you call in, I usually get saved into Google somehow after a while. So it's a little aggravating with new callers because I rely too much on the old style. I forget to get the email information.
I know it took you like 67 times with Cal.
Oh my god, Cal now comes up right away. I'm so happy about it. I think if also I don't really Google Plus, but if we're like in the same circle, it comes up easier too.
Morgan, well, we have
Yeah,
the
that was
caller
about what
waiting
we
to
had
come in.
Well, as you may know, I'm sort of filming quite a bit of this trip, just purely because I felt the need to share these wonderful things with people. So you'll be seeing that go up in a series of videos when I get back, because it's my time editing while I'm here. I'd rather just time with people that I, chance to see. So that's what I'm doing. See, on on the PurpleDon YouTube channel, apart from this, or just follow along on the Twitters, which is at the PurpleDon, and the Enlightenment Hour and Horror House will be coming back. Well, at least the Enlightenment Hour will be coming back in September, and Horror House. I know that's been pretty slow. Some would say non-existent recently, but that's gonna come back. Slightly different in October for Halloween month, which I thought was just a pretty decent time to bring it back. So yes, I'm sorry for those who actually do listen to them that it's been slow over the summer, but they are on their way back, which is great. That's my stuff.
And you're going to have my friend Josh on soon, one of my closest friends. He's a horror fanatic. So
other rooms are
yeah, he's my bridesman, actually. There's my flower man.
Well, is it better now? Okay. I can make
You
it
said
even
you're
better.
soft-spoken. He's just used to having the microphone closer.
Sorry.
What's up?
Not much, doing a show.
Just hanging out. Is that weird doing with you?
I don't know either.
This guy, he's all right. We found him down the street. He was walking about. It's true.
It's true. I was walking about the street when they found me.
I love
Wait,
the questions.
Let me mute
Find
the.
them. We found them.
All right, I'm good.
Alrighty, well, we gotta get right into these questions so we can get everybody in here. says, "What is the best space romance?"
So I just wanted to choose one that nobody has. I think nobody. I kind of stepped away from the computer a couple times. Corbin Dallas and Lilu from Fifth Element. I just love how Bruce Willis is actually acting in this movie. Like he kind of gave up after a while. So watching him, like his cool persona slowly fade away as she becomes more human throughout the movie. And obviously the end shot is just 100% Luc Besson, which is them just having sex in the end, which is how best you can end a movie.
Yeah, I agree, especially because like Bruce Willis does feel a little checked out in some movies, but if you want to see him act, Death Becomes Her, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
really
that's
good.
it.
So good.
Meryl Streep and
Goldie
Goldie
Hawn. That is
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, they kill it. Get it?
Yeah, I like it to be that funny until Kimber showed me that movie.
Yeah.
Billy asked us, "What do you think? What's the best space battle?"
I guess everybody has chosen the first Star Wars. I mean, it can't be better directed in terms of, even though it's a huge spectacle, you never lose track of what's going on. But just for the sake of choosing something different, I'm gonna go with Independence Day and Will Smith and Mr. Goldblum going up to space and just delivering a virus, because viruses are universal, and we can kill an armada with it.
Yeah, that's like a barely in space opera.
It's there.
Like it just barely.
Well, I mean, Earth's in space.
That's
That is
true.
true. It's very true. Technically, everything's in space.
Like
Yeah,
technically, everything's space.
but Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum go technically into space to deliver the.
They do.
So it counts.
And the romantic tension between both of them is palpable.
Oh yeah, they're sharing a cigar.
Oh, my bad. No, I'm kidding. That's a good answer. I'm surprised that Independence Day hasn't been brought up.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Obviously, good choice.
Ashley and Joe Davis were asking, what existing property should be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
So I don't know if I'm cheating because technically it has space elements, but I'm gonna go with Judge Dredd. Usually you see them like stranded or stuck in a planet, but I would like to see him like go on an actual adventure outside of Earth, trying to track down an alien or whatever the case may be. Like I feel like they already play enough with the psychics and all that fun stuff that they get adding an alien element wouldn't be like going crazy with it. So them trying to go outside of Earth and having Judge just trying to lay down the law outside of Earth would be awesome.
And would you want to do this with like Carl?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's great.
Like
I love.
He was amazing. Yeah.
He had a Dread Xenomorph crossover.
Oh.
And that was interesting.
I mean, just all his acting that he did with this. I mean, I can't imagine the pure pain he felt like after a couple of shots just in here.
Yeah, he has wrinkles forever because of Dread.
Dreaded wrinkles.
Lagging out.
Yeah.
All right, and last question, Cal. He asks us, what two franchises would have the best crossover?
All right, I'm going with Starship Troopers and Fifth Element. So the way it works is that Corbin used to be in the Starship Troopers army, like that he is a former soldier of that timeline. So we just have to marry them together and say that Starship Troopers is a prequel to the Fifth Element, and then Corbin just eventually runs into his commander, which would be I blanked on this name, the leader, Casper Van Dien, forgot his name, Rico. So runs into his leader Rico, and he just recruits him again to fight the bugs. So that would be mine. Easily.
That'd be interesting. Starship Troopers is already a satire, so to have like, because like the moments that I love about Fifth Element is like the absurdity, like Lilu coming down from that shower drenched was funny because I like you would have never thought the shower was like that was like an option, and then like I don't know, like the absurdity behind the Fifth Element is what I think makes it so liked.
Yeah, I mean, it knows what it
Chris
is. It
Rock's
doesn't take
good.
itself too seriously.
Tucker, Chris
No,
Tucker. I would
Chris
say.
Tucker.
Like he's so
He is.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, he's one of the most divisive characters I think out there. Like either you love him or you hate him. Like there's no in between with Chris Tucker in that movie.
Yeah, I think he like that's like the whole thing
that's
about
the
it
whole
though. Like
point.
there's like a whole bunch of absurd ideas. Around with a clear Tupperware container on their side of their head too. Like
Oh, Gary Oldman, that's who. Like you don't question what Gary Oldman does.
well, except when he just dives into doors in the middle. Restrained from looking at you. All right, well, that's all 4 questions. Do you want to plug your stuff?
Yeah, sure. WhyILoveMovies.com. Right now, I just finished a review on Don't Look Now. I don't know if you've seen it, Morgan. It's a beautiful movie. I bought it off the Criterion Barnes & Noble's sale, and money well worth spent. So you can find me at WhyILoveMovies.com and Yusuf Kones at Twitter.
And to be clear, that's the letter Y.
Yeah.
And then I love movies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Peace out, man.
Later. All righty. Okay. We have a half hour left. So if you want to call in, make sure you let me know who's left in the chat, please. And I'll look at the list to see who's next.
I was definitely here.
That's the giveaway. I mean, that's garbage. No.
Talented.
Who else did that? Eric Ostemacher, are you calling in?
Says he's there.
If he's there, he
Yep.
would definitely be. No.
Matt called in already. Raul called in already. I don't think their Mongolia's calling in. I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen TJ in a while. TJ there? So what I have left is Eric Ostemacher and Randall.
And Cal.
And Cal, sorry. And so I will call Eric now. Was not being
It's not being nice today. Very helpful.
Usually when I type in someone's name. Oh wait, hold on. We're at the end. There you go. I had Ass Matcher. Eric Ass Matcher.
It's a great name.
Yeah, it's not his name, no.
It's not his name.
Kimber is the lifeblood of the show. You know, this
I don't say anything.
like we had like 30 viewers, now we have 6, and only Kimber left. Now we don't have 30 viewers ever.
Boop, 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 boop. Hello.
Hello. How's it going at Station Ostemacher?
It's going good. It's going good. It's getting late, and I got some breaking Pokemon Go news.
We had some breaking Pokemon Go news.
Yeah, as I was waiting right before that last call, I was just scrolling through Twitter, and through the latest APK mine, 135 new species have been found in the data. So we might be getting Gen 3 soon.
Oh.
And Gen 3 drops, they're posting a bunch of Pokemon that you can hatch for Gen 1 too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're cutting off some of the Gen 1 and 2 hatch egg hatches.
I'm sure he knows. He's on top of it.
I mean, the egg list has changed so many times to this point. I don't doubt that they're just gonna cycle through at different points, regardless of whether or not they add a new Pokemon or not.
That doesn't mean they won't be available. I still don't have any baby Pokemon. It's kind of agitating. I've
It's
hatched like 5 Rattatas.
It's like I finally got a Magby, and I'm like, good.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
I just got my first Magmar. It was my first raid. My
Hmm.
only raid.
All right, so yeah, let's actually talk about space operas.
Well,
now that we've heard through Pokemon Go news.
Go news, man. That's your job. You are the. I have to change that on our website. I have to put you as our Pokemon Go respondent. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Doppel-Eric asked, "What is the best space romance?"
Well, obviously, it's Anakin Skywalker and Padme. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. And a lot of you guys said all my actual answers, but then I'm like, as we're going, like, Futurama got brought up, and obviously, Fry and Leela, but also there's the other great romance of that show that is Amy and Kip.
Yeah,
that is such a great romance, and it's a whole lot of, because they're like two completely different characters, and it's like just the way they interact with each other, it's fantastic all the way. And like even in like the episode where they break up and she has a weird romance with Bender, it's like it's still a good episode.
I mean, I remember the end of the episode. Kip kind of does the ending to Grease, where he shows up dressed in like black, and he's a bad boy, quote unquote bad boy now. Except it's a little bit more realistic because he's still a total dweeb underneath the leather jacket. Like he didn't automatically become cool like Olivia and John.
I mean, he is probably one of the best characters in that show, but
he is the perfect sidekick to Zach Brannigan. Like like the foil is unreal.
I was gonna pick Anakin and Sand as my ship.
Oh my god! No, he hates Sand.
Yeah,
is it love hate?
Yeah.
All right. Well, our buddy Billy asks, "What's the best space battle?"
So I'm gonna go a little bit technical here, and the best space battle is the final battle in Sonic Adventure 2, where it's Sonic and Shadow going Super Sonic and Super Shadow going against the Bio Lizard, pulling the space colony arc down to Earth, and you got to take it down, and it ends with Shadow's epic sacrifice for about 5 minutes, and then he comes back.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I right away, my first question is just like, how is Sega not sued by Dragon Ball Z at this point?
Well, it's
different. Ridiculous.
It's different.
Because they're hedgehogs?
Yes, exactly. One's a monkey, one's a hedgehog. Come on, they're not even like the same, family. I think
it's not even close. Not even mammal. Wait. If you had I know I missed Young Justice recap. Crazy busy lately, but we'll get to the details later. But if you had to pick a space battle from Young Justice, would you have one in mind?
I mean, there's not that many space battles, but I mean that opening battle in Failsafe is pretty epic, where Justice League just dies.
Quote unquote dies inside another quote unquote.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, Ashley and you know him, Joe Davis, was asking what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera.
So kind of both going after what everybody's been saying all night, and also stealing this answer from a TV show. I think the correct answer is Macbeth in space, as seen in the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius TV show, where they do Macbeth in space.
Okay. Carl's the best part of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about Shakespeare, like Ashley said, like you can literally, like, Cold Bodies is Romeo and Juliet. Like, you could do it with any genre. Warm Bodies, my bad. I was thinking about the other kid.
Joe is saying that the season finale of Young Justice is technically a battle in space. Yeah, it is. It's inside
That's
a
the one I
space
was
station.
referring to.
Yeah, true. That is also a great battle.
Alrighty. All right, and last question. Cal asked, what 2 franchises would have the best crossover?
So I'm going also going a little bit technical here, where I'm actually going to combine a movie franchise and a video game to make sort of have essentially put these characters into the video game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Guardians of the Galaxy and the game FTL. What FTL is, if you aren't familiar, you get a ship and a crew filled with a whole bunch of different crew members that could be like different aliens and a whole bunch of different ships, and you go from one point in the galaxy to another to warn the Galactic Federation about an incoming attack, and you have to along the way do a whole bunch of battles. And I just think that doing that but with the Milano and the Guardians would be such a great game. It's like doing something very similar to that.
Yeah, and with Guardians 2, it would have no problem transitioning into a video game setting. They're literally using sound bites from video games in Guardians 2.
Yeah, it's like Pac-Man. It's better than Pixels.
Oh God, I did do Pac-Man 2. I love it so good. All right, well that's all 4 questions. What do you got to plug, bud?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, first I'm going to plug this. Thank you. My phone has been a little bit low on battery.
Wait on the whole episode?
Yeah. Technically I've been wanting to do that for a while. I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. No, I'm fine. Just like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Real, if you want to see me get trolled super hard, it was I think last week's episode, not the most recent, but the one before, Just Whelmed, where we're talking about people disappearing, and Eric just cuts his feed, and apparently did it on purpose to go with the setting. And I'm like, oh no, Eric's gone. It's good. You should watch it. But Eric, tell them how.
Yeah. So also, I will be on the Labor Day episode of Gamer Grudge. I've already got all that all set, so that's going to be fun. And Just Whelmed will be back at some point once everybody's schedules are all concrete and stuff.
Nice.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's the tough season boom is about to happen.
Yeah. No, I'm no longer just holding everybody over. It's now.
You've definitely filled a void that necessary. I know. I enjoy your show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like even if you don't watch the show, like Tom Zambito doesn't watch Young Justice. He just loves tuning in and watching us just do whatever we do and talking in the chat. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm always sitting out of frame of Tom and watching along as well.
As does Ashley.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for coming by.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.
I think me and Ashley.
And for the Pokemon news.
Me and Ashley missed that because we're out of frame because we don't want to put makeup on that early.
Yeah.
Feeling lazy.
Let's see now. Yeah, Eric,
Ooh,
Netflix taking down. I guess
Cal.
Randall. Yeah, Cal's the last caller unless somebody else speaks up. Yeah, I know.
Cal.
I do every time. Bum, 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 bum.
I didn't see Randall come in.
He did come in.
He was here earlier, but
he said
might
he was
not
working
be,
late, so he might have
That's
passed
true.
out.
That's true.
He's allowed. Let him sleep.
To our 5 watchers still with us, thank you so much. We know this is a long show, and for those that stick with us,
hello.
we appreciate it.
Oh, look, it's a reunion.
What's going on? Long time no see.
Cal.
I was saying your beard has grown since that last year, or did you just glue more layers on?
Well, I don't. It hasn't. Unless I have been using that Miracle Grow
One
that Kimber
second.
was talking about.
No,
before.
Tom said that.
I want to make a valid point. I've noticed like the past few days, Morgan stayed here. My beard's gotten shorter and his beard's gotten long.
Thank you. Exactly.
I've been shaving Tom's beard and sticking it on the end of my own.
I call shenanigans.
It makes. Well, Cal, we got to get right through these
I'm ready.
questions, but we
Just to
have
preface,
all night
I've had
tomorrow to talk.
5 minutes to make up the answers for this. I had no idea, so I'm just like throwing them off the top of my head. So let's do this.
Well, I hope they're good.
They're probably not.
Here
we
You're
go.
the last caller. You have to be the best part of the show.
Just having me is the best part of the show.
Oh, all right. That's fine. That's fine.
I can go.
I mean,
Just hang up the call.
oh, okay.
No.
Our buddy Eric Monroe asked, "What is the best space romance?"
So I didn't think of I was thinking I couldn't think of anything for romance, so I thought of a bromance, and I thought of a Baby Groot and Rocket Raccoon. I thought that was adorable.
Aww.
So that's it. I don't know any type of Groot, I guess. Any Groot and Rocket Raccoon's a good bromance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rocket always knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's my dude.
They are a couple, essentially.
They're like a common law married.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cute how Drax gets in it too sometimes, you know, with like the whole Baby Groot dancing and Drax always looking and the whole thing that happens. That's cool too.
Well, I mean, Groot and Baby Groot are two completely different characters because Baby Groot has none of those memories. So it's cool to show how obviously Rocket was a big part of original Groot's life, and now to see how the other members of the crew kind of I like even Yondu.
Yeah.
Like weirdly.
Shout out to Yondu and Rocket as well as a bromance. I was
Y'all
into that. Yeah.
They're the same person. Billy wants to know what's the best space battle.
So I kind of went out on a limb here, and as a movie as a whole, I kind of enjoyed Ender's Game because I like the little what do you call it? The laser tag things they did. It's not really a battle, but the laser tag things they had. That was cool. I like the strategy they employed, and then like at the end, just like that simulation battle, which ended up being a real battle. That was pretty cool too. It didn't really show any battle, but like I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, the strategy behind it kind of was more interesting. I like it. It's fascinating. Ashley and Joe asks, what existing property could be rewritten or adapted into a space opera?
I was thinking, how about let's try Magnificent Seven. So you have a threat to the galaxy, and you get like the best warriors from like each planet or something like that, you know. And they form like the Magnificent Seven, and they fight off whatever threat there is.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. How has that not actually happened?
Oh no, they just did
that's
a
kinda
medieval version of it. So
that's kind of like the Infinity War, I guess, that's happening in a way if you think about it. But mine's just like a space western, I guess.
yeah, more like the Magnificent 70.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about that movie just because of the immense cast. But meanwhile, I'm here talking to Morgan like, man, I hope the Defenders have a cameo. All right, and last question is your question.
Yep.
Which two franchises would have the best crossover?
Believe it or not, I had no answer for this either. Even though I wrote the question, even when I thought of it, I still didn't have an answer. But I thought, how about like let's do some Star Wars and Dune? That'd be pretty cool. Where in Dune, like, you know, for Dune, for them to do the space travel, like the hyperspace, they need spice. So maybe get rid of like the hyperdrives are not like working as well anymore. So they have an empire in Dune and they have an empire in Star Wars. So that'd be pretty cool to see them fight for the resources on Dune, and how like which empire would actually own Arrakis. That'd be pretty cool.
I could buy the Dune the Dune prophecies and stuff being in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
As well. The Outer Rim, and so like the Empire's different out there, and I could buy that now. Cool. Well, that's it. Why don't you plug your stuff?
Yeah, so today we did an episode of Aftermath covering SummerSlam 2017. So today was a really busy day for me, but we got it done. Unfortunately, Eric couldn't join us, but it was Alicia and I, and we talked about how we want to take over this weekend. I emailed you the Aftermath report card for SummerSlam as well. Tomorrow night, big night, we're talking about Game of Thrones episode, what is it, 6 now? 6? Is that right? Yeah, 6. uh, Beyond the Wall. So we're excited about that. And
Mark, prediction.
yeah, predictions have been good for us. And Wednesday you'll see me calling in on Twin Peeps, and you can find me at Virenja Deja Vu and at Night's Watch Tube and at after_Matt. And you guys mind if I mention the raffle real quick?
No, I was about to ask you if that was still going
Yeah,
on.
so if you look right here, we have the Night's Watch charity raffle that we're still doing. We have some more people who are willing to donate now. But if you want to, you can just donate if you want. But if you really want to enter the raffle, if you don't have the books or just want to give them as a gift, just let me know. Contact me at Night's Watch Tube or email me at nightwatchtube@gmail.com. Or you can even hit me up at Virenja Deja Vu if you guys know me well enough that you guys always contact me on that. That's cool as well. So it's for a good cause. All proceeds are going to Tina, our friend Tina. You can see her on Twin Peeps. She's a frequent guest, well, not caller, but she's always in the chat. And she needs help for medication and stuff. So we'd love to help our community and give back. So please contact me if you want to get involved and donate. So thank you guys for letting me do this.
Oh, no
Yeah,
problem.
no problem.
Thank you for doing it. We
love Tina. She's great.
yeah, Twin Peaks Twin Peeps would not be the same without
Which
it.
I haven't watched yet, so no spoilers, please.
Neither have we.
I'm on the
But tomorrow, get ready for tomorrow, guys.
Oh, we are ready. I have to edit the clip. I think I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. It might be a little meta.
Okay.
But it should
And
be.
like I think
I might
it's
do
that
too.
Morgan's gonna be on it because I didn't have enough characters. But like I said, just make sure I can like tag him in something, or actually I can't
Well,
even tag him.
I did retweet it tagging
Okay.
Morgan. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Morgan, the guy all the way on the right side of the screen for whoever's watching, he'll be there. His beard will be longer, and have snow in it.
He has promised to do a Littlefinger impression for us too.
Oh, that's
He's
good.
No, not season 2. Now Littlefinger. Not
Now
season
Littlefinger. That's good. So maybe we can have him and Billy do a what do you call it?
I guarantee you Morgan will.
Imitation off between the two of them.
I think Morgan has an unfair advantage.
Well, yeah, that was pretty much it. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do
I can't wait for tomorrow, but also Twin Peaks because we're running out of episodes for that too. So
Yeah, but you know what that means, Cal. Once we run out
oh
of
yeah,
those,
well we haven't announced it yet, but we will announce it. I feel I can't.
Dude, real quick, just because it's funny, a paranormal podcast called Oddcast Podcast followed us.
Oh really? That's funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? This is crazy. So I messaged them about a collab possibly, but they never messaged me back.
Wait, like out of nowhere, or was it in response to the tweet that you sent out?
No, I don't know. They just followed me out of nowhere.
Ooh, spooky! And remember how last week Audrey's pop fell off the wall too? Stuff is going on. Soon there's gonna be a red dwarf dancing in your room.
Not the space opera.
Not
just
a dwarf in a red suit.
It's Morgan, and he's in a red suit, and he's doing it, and we're like, "What the hell? You haven't even seen Twin Peaks."
Can you talk
What
backwards,
are
Morgan?
you talking about?
All right, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Next time.
Isn't that just for Twin Peeps, or do I do it for everything?
I just figured it's your new sign off.
Meanwhile,
see you in 25 years.
All right. Well, it looks like that's everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. How'd you like it, Morgan?
It's wonderful. It's even better. I implore everyone to actually have this real experience.
Come sit on the couch.
Come sit on the couch. Should do.
While it's free. Once we get more attention, price is gonna soar. $1.50. That's with a free lemonade. I'm a good businessman. Anyway, I'm Tom. You can tweet at me at OddShapePanel for any show related questions or I don't know, start a fight.
I'm Kimber. You can tweet me or Instagram me at KimberBatch_OSP.
I am Morgan. You can tweet or Instagram at the PurpleDon. This has been just wonderful to actually sit through an entire episode and talk to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, That's
For
how,
me,
I'm
for
saying
me.
that's how we feel every time we do it. So now you know.
I do.
You can check out oddshapechannel.com, which needs to be updated. One point.
Yeah, and you can check out Morgan's content again. And your channel is PurpleDon
PurpleDon.
on
Yes,
YouTube.
that's right. Over here.
And he does Horror House and the PurpleDon Enlightenment Hour and all kinds of other good content.
Comic book flick through.
Yeah, he has a bunch of stuff. He's going to be doing
Good
some
stuff.
videos
Good stuff on there.
of this trip, so definitely give him a follow.
There's more. There's stuff on there.
Yeah, so tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Night's Watch. We're also going to be doing Twin Peeps, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. Keep an eye out. 31st is going to be the first. That's twofer. We already have a few of those planned. For those of you who want to come up with your own planning or pairings, let us know. Or you know what would be fun if you're watching this. First one coming out is going to be Flash Gordon and Guardians of the Galaxy. Would you pair one of these movies with another movie? Maybe. And then we'll talk about it. Tweet at OddShapeChannel or panel. We're going to start using the hashtag ToughTwofer. TUFFTWOFER. So if you have any ideas on pairings that you want to do, or what you think Flash Gordon or please don't do Flash Gordon instead. Flash Gordon and Guardians of the Galaxy. If you think there's a better match that you can make, let us know, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, and congrats once again to Eric Monroe. He didn't win the Melisandre. That was the other giveaway. He actually got the Space Opera box, and I don't think he will be harming the Rocket Raccoon Pop final in that.
Also, Eric Monroe, if it's cool with you, I'll also be giving your address to Tom Zambino because there was a supplementary prize that he was donating to the Space Opera box, which was the Book of the Sith. Excuse me. That was a surprise, I guess. We talked about it on Twitter, so you might know that.
All right.
But
thanks,
wubba
guys.
lubba dub dub!
Okay.
Let Morgan do the final sign off.
Oh God. What do I do?